Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be continuing the dark matter grind. This is something that we've needed to be on for an extremely long time. And today what we're really going to be focusing on is the pistols. Now, this is honestly going to be a lot of fun for me personally because I don't use the pistols a whole lot of the time in Black Ops 3. So we're going to go ahead and hop in, throw on a nice pistol class setup. I'm pretty sure we've got to do all the pistols. I don't think we have any headshot challenges done with any of them, but we're going to be doing a lot of hardcore today. We're going to be doing hardcore TDM, domination, and pretty much any other hardcore game modes that we can find. And I'll be playing with viewers all day, as usual. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, X-Storm is the very first person in the stream. Thank you very much for the support, my man. I appreciate it. We got X-Storm, Toby Cromine, Confused, welcome to the stream, D-Note Holland, X-Storm, Josh the Zombie, Mr. X-Tac, Prank TV, Dirty, Des PM, Hector Rodriguez, Uncut Gaming, Des PM, aka Trickshot, Renata, The Dasher, Bum Diddly Dum, Epic's Dubstep, Jake the Flake, Super Sasha, what's up, homie? I am the real deal too. Welcome to the stream, dude. Trap Plays, A7 Azek, Son of a Mad Slave, you got Dark Matter. Congratulations, man. The Dasher, Jort Jansen, hashtag live, Legendary 3 Plays, Wing Runner coming in with a hashtag notification squad. I appreciate that, my man. Josh the Zombie, sub to my channel, also back to you. Yo, Mr. X-Tech, get the hell out of here, dude. Rebel Lodge, welcome to the stream. New weapons in Infinite Warfare, that's what I've heard, man. I actually saw a couple of live streams about that earlier, but we may check those out. Probably not, though, because I'm not a huge fan of IW, as you guys know. Abram, Mr. Human Cyborg Gaming Channel, The Dasher, Chase Colbert, Ninja Fox, Graffiti, Gamer Guy, Epic Dubstep, Doa Eclipse. Let me just get through all these names. I'm just Lolin, Sam Moore, Rebel Logs, Sam Moore, Violent, Bum Diddly Dum, Yellow Kitty, Ninja Fox, Huzz Elite, Legendary 3 Plays, Julian, Delirious, Dave Shots, Big Mids, James, Awesome. Rizno Teixeira, hashtag notification gang, appreciate the support, man. Simply Titan, thank you for that host. Sam Moore, welcome to the stream. There's way too many names in here right now. Abdul Pierce, The Dasher. It's not starting. The stream should be up for you guys. Hopefully you guys can see everything. Type 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me and see me right now. Hopefully everything is good. You're the best YouTuber. Thank you, CR10. I really do appreciate that, my man. Let me go ahead and check and see my YouTube app here, and hopefully you guys can actually see me. I'm famous now. Epic Dubstep, you're officially extremely famous, dude. Alright, yeah, so you guys are all in here. You guys can all see everything. Thank you to everybody who's dropping early likes in the stream. You guys already have 30 likes on this stream right now, and we've been live for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You guys are insane. Thank you very much for the love. We've already got a full 6-man party. I appreciate the love and support. Sam Moore, I'm the real deal. Alright, you guys are all typing ones in the chat. Beautiful. For some reason yesterday, when I went live, you guys all came by the stream and you could see everything. But for some you couldn't see everything, and for some strange reason, you all got the notification and you all came by, but like, it took like 5 minutes for the feed to actually start coming through, which I don't really understand, but I think everything's good now. Ryan KRNGHenis, welcome to the stream. Acid Gaming, Casper Tootle, Joe Smith, Alex Vasquez, Easter Clan, Mr. X-Tac. Yo, Mr. X-Tac, please do not self-promote in the chat, man, all right? One of the mods is going to time you out or bam you if you keep doing that. Yeah, be sure to drop a like on the stream, boys. Let's frickin' get it. Dark Matter grind. So we're going to go ahead and hop right in immediately with the pistols. We've got some launcher classes on as well that may be a little bit of fun to experiment with later because we do have to get diamond launchers, obviously. How far are you from Dark Matter? Bum Diddly Dum. We've done all the primaries except for the snipers, so we've got to get those done, but we'll be able to complete those once we're a higher level. Right now, we've got to move on to the pistols. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 0 headshots right now with the MR6, but we're going to go ahead and definitely get this thing gold today. There is no doubt about that, or at least we're going to complete all the headshot challenges for this thing today. And then the next pistol that we'll actually have to go to will be whatever pistol comes after that, which is the RK5, which will unlock at level 22. So we should just be working on that and the launchers as of right now as well. And we'll probably end up working on the knives, but ladies and gentlemen, we are seriously getting close to finally completing this. Coyote, Daniel Valencia, welcome to the stream. Alex Vasquez, I do remember you. Yeah, bro. You got the name that's really super cool and dope to pronounce, my man. Alright, let's go into just a regular TDM game here, see if we can find a hardcore TDM right off the bat, just to sort of get the ball rolling here. We just want to get some gameplay up in here. Cam Poop Skills Saj, how you doing, Coyote? Thank you, I am the real deal. I will need all the good luck I can get, man. Once we unlock like a sight for the pistol, it's going to make my job a lot easier to get headshots. Is it awkward recording with your roommate in the room? Nah, it's not bad at all. He's just doing his thing and I'm just doing my thing. It's easy peasy. We're cool like that. What's up, Acid Gaming? How you doing today, bro? Hector Rodriguez, of course I remember you, man. You're in here like every freaking stream, dude. Always supporting. I really do appreciate that. You, like Hector Rodriguez, a ton of you guys. Carlos Gaming, welcome to the stream. X-Storm, Dark Matter hype, boys. Domination, please. I don't know if we'll be able to easily find a domination lobby, but let me go ahead and check and see. If we find a hardcore domination, God bless, dude. Because we'll be able to get more kills per game. But as of right now, I think that may be a struggle to find a lobby, just simply because hardcore isn't as popular as core. And we've got a full 6-man party. But we'll see. We'll try to search for a little bit here in Hardcore Dom. If that doesn't work, worst comes to worst, we might just actually end up having to go to, like, Core. Like, Chaos Mosh Pit type of style, which would be awful. Uncut Gaming, Ezo Repulse, welcome to the stream. Rebel Logs, Subs Hansen, Dare, welcome to the stream. XSDX Visions, welcome to the stream. Victor Olson, welcome to the stream, my man. Mino K, Hennis, do you remember me? Of course I remember you, man. ACG Scopes, welcome to the stream. I know who you are, bro. You're one of the best donators I've got in my stream and one of my top supporters overall as well. You're always in here in the streams. I really do appreciate that. Ryan asks, how has my day been? So far, man, it's been great. We got some awesome stuff done today. I got like a ton of schoolwork done today, which was great. Already went to my first class. My last class of the day, my second class of the day, actually, because I only got 2 classes today, which is lit, is going to be at 6:30, I believe, is when that actually starts, and then it goes till 8:20. So we've got a nice long 2-hour stream ahead of us, boys. Let's get it. Max 12 Clan, Dave Shots, and Raven Snipers, thank you for your hosts. Pixel Prestige, welcome to the stream. Gino the Boss, of course, I remember you. Big Mitch says, 3rd day in a row, and I know one of the past couple days I asked you about the PPSH or the VMP. That's right, man, I remember that question. And then BO3 or BO2. I remember those questions too, bro. Thank you for stopping by again. I appreciate that. Venom Pool, what's up, man? How you doing today? Bum Diddly Dum, of course, I remember you too, man. It's Viper says, how old am I? I am 18 years old. I love your streams. Thank you, Ripper. I appreciate that, man. Dude, we're going to be getting so many headshots today with pistols. It's going to be freaking unreal. Let's just try to go ahead and hop into a hardcore TDM. Please just find me a lobby. Just right off the bat. Don't make me wait. Treyarch, okay? Put me in, like, the top of the queue, please. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're playing on Havoc, not the best map. We literally need, like, one more person to join. Anybody who's in the stream right now, just, like, go ahead and join up on my session. I don't even care. Okay, sweet. What's up on Hype Styles? How you doing today? Hey, can I join your 6-man, please? Absolutely, dude. I'm going to be playing with a full 6-man party throughout the entire day today. I always play with a full 6-man party of viewers, so if you guys do want to go ahead and join up, all you guys got to do is make sure that you have dropped a like in the stream, all that support. Just support the stream. I appreciate it. It's not really necessary, but support the stream if you're enjoying it. And then just go ahead and join up on my Black Ops 3 social group, which is just called HENIS. Pixel Prestige, YOLO Kid, Max Mateus. Past Tom and Points, yo, Super Slash, you got it, man. You've been here for such a long time, dude. It's crazy. Big Money Paul, welcome to the stream. You're doing great, Venom Pool. Awesome. Mino K, your streams always. Thank you, dude. DJ Music 1, welcome. I haven't went to school yet because I've been sick, and I ain't going to stop me from watching the stream. Yo, Visions. I appreciate the support, man, for real. After this domination, yeah, Coyote, absolutely, bro. If we can find a domination lobby, I'd be all down for that. Because domination lobbies are always 10 times more fun. Yo, Tom coming in here. Just typing nothing in the chat, but he's present, man. He's here. What's up, Nate Perry? How you doing today? MX Dude, welcome to the stream. So getting headshots is going to be a little bit of a struggle today, boys. I don't know how easy... It's been so long since I've gone for Dark Matter first that I actually forget if it's easy or hard to get headshots with this thing. So I guess we'll find out. Okay, very first kill of the stream is a headshot, baby. That's what I like to see. That's not a headshot. Yahoo! This guy in here. There we go. Another headshot, baby. Let's get it. What's up, the Ripper? Majestic Games. King of the Bears. Welcome. How you doing today, bro? Spencer Baited. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Billiard TV. Oh, we got the whole squad in here. Yo, it's lit, boys. Welcome to the stream, guys. What's going on, Bum Diddly Dum? You need one more Bloodthirsty, but he didn't give me the camo. Wait, you only need one more Bloodthirsty, and then you'll have the camo, or like, what's up? Damn. All right, we just got a UAV. Let's call that in. Yo, my teammates, bro, are, like, literally taking L after L from me, dude. This is lit. I'm just up in here, dude, making plays. Let's get it. Hold on. I think somebody's going to push in here next. Maybe they're going to be coming in from behind. That's a teammate. Dude. Of course, my teammate kills me. Thank you, bro. I am the real deal. Of course, I remember you, man. Yeah. What's going on, Miller Ince? How you doing today, my man? MDW Soccer. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Kenny man says, sup, Hennis? You close to Dark Matter? Bruh. We just got to complete the secondaries, man. Secondaries and, like, 2 more snipers, and then we'll be done. Gotta get those long shots in, dude. I think there's still a guy over here. Is there? Dude, it's so weird to get these long shots with a pistol. Once we get a sight on this thing, I'm gonna be so much happier. I don't care if it's reflex or Varix or... I don't even know what kind of sights you can throw on this thing, but like, if we can get an ELO sight... Oh! Little Rick Plays, welcome to the stream. NX, what's up, my man? Welcome to the... Okay. Chat, we can't screw this up, okay? No! Oh, God. I thought he was AFK, dude, and of course he starts running right at the very end. Hennis, can you just read my message? Billiard TV, do not start pulling that card with me, man. Hennis, I've liked on 4 accounts. Welcome, bro. Yo, Dirty, I appreciate that support, man. Thank you very much. Cyphus, what's up? Am I Master? I am not Prestige Master. Nah, man. I wish I was. Currently, right now, we are Prestige 6, I believe. Yeah, because we just entered into Prestige 6 yesterday. And right now, we're currently level 14 or something like that. Oh, I don't know how we got a headshot on that guy. Another headshot. Dude, It's almost like we don't even need a sight on this thing, man. We're still wrecking it up. Ah, shoot. I really wanted that to be a headshot. These guys are going to be coming over here. He shot me or something like that. What's up, OP Gaming Slayer? How you doing today? I've dropped over 100 frames, 1.5 hours. Is that good? Wait, 1,000 frames? I don't know if that's... I mean, obviously, you don't want to be dropping any frames during your stream, so I'd look into that. Just maybe your encoding settings are too high or something like that. I don't really know. Or maybe, like, your upload speed isn't fast enough. I'm not really sure. Baby, dude. We're just wrecking it right now. Dude, headshots. I'm going to get a quad feed headshot with the pistol, guys. You'll see it right here. Riley Dupier, what's going on? Did I complete the snipers? I have not yet. We've completed the Locust and the Draken, I believe. We completed both those snipers. We still got the PO6 and the SVG to go, however. I don't think those will be too bad. Those will be pretty easy, especially since how, like, nicely we were lighting it up with the SVG the other day. It was pretty sweet. It says 0.3%. Yeah, that's actually not that bad. I don't know, Billiard. Obviously, you don't want to be dropping any frames, so just look into it. Like, honestly, if you watch your stream back and it still, like, looks fine, then I wouldn't really worry too much about it. John AP, welcome to the stream. Charble. Can't watch the freaking stream, man? Why not, Charble? You gotta go somewhere, dude? You got other stuff to do, places to be? Come on, start. Eric Tyler, what do you mean, man? Come on, start. We are live, dude. Can you guys not see the stream? Hopefully you guys can. It'd be awkward if I was just in here talking to myself and it turns out nobody was actually watching my stream. Getting those long shots, no headshots. Norden Shaft follows me on Twitter. Yo, hypes, that's lit, dude. I wish Norden Shaft followed me on Twitter. I need FaZe Rain to hit me up with that follow, dude. What's going on, Justin McMar? How you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Savin Satcher, what's up? Stan Sturk, how you doing today as well? Dude, let's figure out, dude. My teammates are doing like a really nice job of just shredding everything up. Coyote, bro. This man is a legend. I don't have any streaks, I just realized that. Damn, we already got 10 headshots with this thing, boys. Let's go, 11 headshots. Let's get it. What's going on, Real Kinkachu? I got Dark Matter last year, and I'd say the L-Car was the hardest for me. The hardest pistol. I would actually believe that, man. Definitely. Just because that one has a lot of recoil on it. So I would definitely believe that. Yo, he just got a hater, man. Dude, this is going to make these headshot challenges so easy, bro. Damn. Oh, God. They're all back there. Yo, wait a minute. Yo, chill. Of course, he just one pumps me, man. What's going on, Leaving Zero? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Uncut Gaming, Real Kikachu. Oh, and what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream, man. DJ Music, you're one of the best channels, Hennis. Keep up the good work, yo, man. I'll always be willing to give you guys the best content that I can if you guys keep supporting the streams, all right? We got ourselves a deal. I think we got ourselves a... That's a fair deal right there, chat. Nothing unfair about that. We're absolutely shredding with MR6 headshots right now, dude. We have 26 kills with this thing. Obviously, not all of those are headshots, but still. I did not think we'd be getting that many, especially in a TDM game. Let's get it. What's up, Mino? Your subs are going so fast. Dude, it's crazy. These last couple of days have been insane with subscriber numbers, and that's all thanks to you guys. You guys coming in here every single day. We're hitting that YouTube recommended every single day. You guys are just amazing. M215, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Show you trigger finger? Yo. My trigger finger actually isn't great, man. It's decent. It's better on the PC because, like, I don't know. There's something about the way the Zim 4 works here on the PS4, but I don't know. It is what it is. What's up on Hayich? How you doing today, man? Caden Froggert. Hennis, are you going to play hide and seek soon? Definitely, man. Yeah, at some point later on in this week, we're definitely going to be doing a hide and seek stream. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing or what day we're going to be doing it in, but we'll be sure to do a hide and seek stream because you guys definitely do seem to enjoy those. Hide and seek streams always do really, really well, and they're a lot of fun for me too, just because it's fun to try to go around and hunt you guys. I'm trying to figure out like a different dynamic, if there's a different way we could work it though. I know like obviously there's a couple YouTubers out there that do it, so they like record a video, they'll have people join up on their session, and then they'll actually turn it into a video and have the viewers try to hunt for them. Because unfortunately, like if I were to try to hide in a hide and seek right now on stream, you guys would be watching the stream, so you'd know exactly where I am. So that obviously wouldn't work for you guys trying to find me. But I wish it did. We've already got the ELO site, bro. All right, I'll take that. That's nice and easy. Unlock Dark Matter for me. Yo, Uncut Gaming. I am going to be doing that stuff actually at some point here soon. I'm going to be unlocking Dark Matter for viewers. I'm not exactly sure when yet. The only thing that kind of stinks about that is like, I want to go ahead and actually complete Dark Matter for myself first. So I'm going to go ahead and grind that out, and then we'll be sure to go from there. If I donate, will it pop up on screen? Yes, it will. Oh, and by the way, I actually added this yesterday. Super chat donations actually will now pop up on screen. I know that's been a struggle a lot recently because the chat app that I use is all different, but super chats should now appear on screen when you guys actually donate via super chat. So that's actually pretty cool. I figured out how to do that yesterday, and I got it all set up. So hopefully you guys, if you guys want to take advantage of that, that option is there. And yes, if you use the link right at the top of the description down below, obviously that will work as well. Yes, if you donate, it will pop up on the YouTube stream. Yeah, I know it says like twitch.streamlabs, and that's just because I used the link originally for my Twitch channel, but the alert still comes through in the same OBS, so it'll still pop up for you guys as well. What's going on, Zombie Gaming? How you doing today, buddy? What's up, man? Hardcore domination. Super chats on stream? That's awesome. Yeah, I know, right, Tom? It's dope, dude. I didn't actually think that was a thing to actually figure out how to do it. Yo. God damn it, dude. What's going on, Ray? How you doing today, bro? Welcome to the stream.
On Twitter, I got suspended, so I need followers.
Did you guys hear how the text-to-speech pronounced that, dude? It was like King of Tubbears. Yo, drop a follow to King of the Bears, man. Long-time supporter of my stream. Coming in, dropping that $1 dono. I appreciate the love and support, man. Thank you very, very much for the support. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a King of the Bears spam in the chat? What's up, Kingfire, Derpy Toxic Guy, Alex Pineda? Welcome to the stream. I love your content, but I gotta go to sleep. Yo, see you later, Slayer. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support, man. Hopefully my teammates will go take care of that. What's going on, King World Boss? How you doing today, buddy? Anybody over here? We lost C. Wait, how come we didn't go ahead and kill anybody over it? Nah, dude, I wanted to get a nice headshot on him. Yeah, I'm at college right now, for those of you guys who don't know. So that's why you'll see, like, my roommate in the background. Me just chilling in a college dorm. That's what it's all about, dudes. It's all about the college grind, man. What's going on, HJP and Refler? Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate the support. Want to make sure nobody pushes through mid here. Trying to kill my teammates. This guy's over there. Where are these guys, dude? I see them all on the minimap, but I'm like, I can't find any of them. They're all spawning down here now? Dude, what on earth is happening? Your Xbox One is sold? Yo, Samuel, you sold it, bro? Oh, that's right. I remember last stream you were talking about having to, or you were going to try to sell it or something. That's awesome, man. Hey, congratulations being able to sell it. Yo. Oh, Ray, true, my man. What's up, Mr. Luck? How you doing today?
The best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep me down.
Yo, true. Ray, coming in hot with another solid $3 donation. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a Ray spam in the chat? And a King of the Bears spam chat is spam in the chat as well. I don't know if I asked for a King of the Bears spam. But ladies and gentlemen, to both of those guys for coming in hot immediately with those donos. I appreciate the support, guys. Thank you very, very much for the love. Honestly, it means a lot to me. ACG Scopes, what's up? Would I ever play Xbox? In all honesty, bro, maybe one day if I ever got an Xbox. But as of right now, man, I just don't even have one. So if I ever got one in the future, then definitely, but I just don't have one right now. I want to make sure I say hello to these Twitch guys. I'm the real deal. I wish I could play Xbox. Yeah. Hey, let's play hide and seek on Modern Warfare Remastered. Yo, hypes. It's definitely something that I may do in the future, man. Look at all those Ray spams, dude. The beautiful part about Ray's name is that it's really easy to spam because it's wicked short. There was a guy over here, wasn't there? Wait a minute. Dude, he shot me? Are you kidding me? Did my teammate kill him? I think my teammate actually ended up getting him. Man, dude, I don't know how that guy got me. Taylor Horn, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Dude, these long shots. Oh, long shots are something else we need to get too. And we got a hater up, boys. Yo, that's gotta be my man Coyote, dude, coming in with that hater. Got that guy. There's another dude back here. What is this man doing? Did he die? Yeah, he must have. He's not even on the minimap anymore. I just got Dark Matter. Yo, Noah Kennedy, congratulations, man. Use snipers? Bro, I'm not a high enough level to, like, use the snipers right now. Like, obviously, I could use a sniper if I wanted to. I could use the Draken. Oh, god damn it, dude. A quad feed? I thought we could get a quad feed right there, man. That would have been lit.
Follow King of Bears on Twitter. Follow me, CX Purple Army. Billiard, love your heaps.
What's up? Yo, Billiard, first of all, man, thank you, Billiard, for a $3 donation. You guys are insane. Thank you very much for the love. I don't know if that's a mod donation war or what the hell's going on, but thank you for the support, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope you get Dark Matter. Yo, Derpy Toxic Guy, thank you, man. I'll need all the support I can get, bro. I don't know how neither one of those were headshots, but that's cool. I guess we'll get some headshots in the future. But ladies and gentlemen, Billiard spam in the chat. Thank you very much for the support. Why is the oh, the subs are like showing up, but not the actual thing in the background. Yo, what the hell? Hold on, I'm gonna figure that out right after this game. I think I know what the issue is with that. What's going on, ANMFP? Like, the names are popping up for the new subscribers, but like the actual alert, like the actual artwork isn't actually popping up. I can fix that right after the game. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. When I was messing around yesterday in frickin' Streamlabs, I'm pretty sure I know what the issue is with that. Go get this guy over on B here. Not able to get him. What's up, Eric Turr? How you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the stream. How many more guns do you need to unlock Dark Matter? Kingfire, we have completed all of the... Hold on, yeah, I want to go ahead and thank I Am The Real Deal and One Healy for your follows on Twitch. I appreciate the support, guys. Thank you very, very much. So what I've got left to complete, I've completed all the SMGs, all the ARs, the shotguns, and the LMGs. All we have left to do for primaries is just the snipers. And then we've got... Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. Aaron, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream.
Also tell Matrix he's looking sexy, smile.
Yo, King of the Bears, absolutely, man. Thank you for your $5 donate. Ray, man. Dude, you guys are nuts, man.
I'm a donate again just cause this stream is lit.
Yo, first of all, Ray, thank you for your $10 donation. Thank you to King of the Bears for your $5 donations. I really appreciate that, guys. Postal Bike, welcome to the stream. Toby Gaming, welcome. Hope you guys are all having fantastic days today. I don't know what this guy's doing over here, but let's go ahead and kill him. Can we get a King of the Bears and Ray Spam in the chat once again, ladies and gentlemen? Their continued support has just been unreal recently, and I really do appreciate it. So both of you guys, thank you very, very much. Peek that again. Peek it again. Yeah, I dare you. I dare you. This man's gonna get one tap, bro. There we go. We get that long shot on him. Hold on. Was a teammate back here? Oh, no. They're capping A, team. Postal Bike is here. Dip, dip, dip. Yo, Postal Bike, man. One of the top supporters of my channel, man. Neon Gaming, Rob Hatch, welcome to the stream. You're welcome for starting the money cash flow. Yo, there. I do appreciate the donation where you have started. Hennis, can I donate $300? Yo, absolutely, the XFR. I know you're not going to, man, because you're just a troll. Damn, couldn't get that guy. What's going on, Quee Swift? Do I still play on PC? Nah, man. Right now I am on the PS4. Hope you get Dark Matter. Thank you, Derpy. I appreciate it, man. Oswaldo, what's up? Mini Gaming, welcome to the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been insane already with the support today. What is this man doing? Hello? Oh, dude, I wanted the one-tap headshot him there. That would have been dope. Mallow the Prince, welcome to the stream, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, most kills in Black Ops 3, most wins in Black Ops 3 is present right now in my stream. Mallow the Prince. Go and support this guy, man. I haven't rated this guy recently or shown him some support, but this man is absolutely insane. Postal Bike says, can't let these kids have all the donation fun, lol. Yo, Postal Bike, I appreciate that donation, man. Thank you very much. That donation should actually pop up on screen. I believe I actually have it enabled, if I'm not mistaken. Postal Bike, or Super Chat donations, excuse me, should pop up on screen. But Postal Bike, man, you're absolutely insane. Thank you for the donation love, man. I really appreciate that. Hennis is my father, low-key. Yo, Cozy, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Yo, Cozy, if you ever need any more help with, like, the streaming stuff or whatever, like, hit me up. Honestly, man, I'm always willing to help you out. Espresso said he was going to hit me up later for some streaming advice, and I'm totally willing to help you out, man. Thank you, Hennis. Yo, Mallow the Prince. This man deserves some serious love, dude. This dude's streaming every day, on that grind, constantly. He's just an insane player. Can you change your name on Twitch? Yes, I am the real deal. You can. I've never, like... I originally did it. I changed my name. Rare Dank Pepe. Thank you very much for that Twitch follow. I appreciate that support. I originally tried to change it to KRNGHenis, but then for something, you know, for some reason it actually didn't. It just didn't go through for whatever reason. So I figured I would just leave it as is. Just simply because I think ProHenis just works a little bit better, especially since that makes it easy for all of my links. Like my Twitter, my Instagram, my social media, like everything is that. I'm gonna go raid OG stream. Be back in a bit. Yo, Postal Bike sounds lit, my dude. Killed 100 attack. Oh, that's a weekly challenge. All right, dope. I was wondering what that was. You weren't. Wait. You should go this way? I don't know where that guy went. 28,500 subscribers this stream? Yo, I don't think so, guys. I'd be really happy if we hit 28,400 subscribers this stream, which I'm definitely thinking is going to be possible. I don't know how we can get that shot. Tracy Story, welcome to the stream. You're sick? Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I guess the super chat thing didn't pop up on screen. Yo, I'll definitely... I think I know what the issue is. I think I just didn't enable it in Streamlabs or something like that, so I should go back and try to fix that. But yeah, Postal Bike, I should have had, like, alerts actually pop up for my super chat donations. I thought I could have sworn like I had a thing for that, but I'll be sure to look into that right after this game. Go ahead and get that Dark Matter. Yo, DJ Music. I'm gonna, yeah, for real, dude. I need to. BRB getting my mom's credit card. XD. Yo, Dank Pepe. Coming in hot with that rumored donation. How come my follow never showed up? Yo, stream every day 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry if it didn't, man. I'll go ahead and thank you personally. Thank you very much for your Twitch follow. I appreciate the support, my man. Thank you for the love. I just almost got burned alive. I didn't even see that guy down there. Bro, you're amazing. Thank you, Zed. I appreciate that, man. What's up, Gaming Sanchez? How you doing? Definitely drop a like, friends. This man, Hennis, is my lover. Yo, true. Definitely drop a like in the stream, guys, if you haven't done so already. Let me go to Streamlabs here and figure out what the hell's going on with the frickin' like alerts, because I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is. I just gotta like, I have to enable freaking super chats. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm pretty sure that's just the only reason it wasn't working. So for super chats, it says they're enabled. That's really strange. So they should be popping up. I don't know why they didn't. I'll have to contact Streamlabs about that. But then the actual subscriber alert, that's just because, yeah, there's no actual image left here. Okay, beautiful. Let me go ahead and grab the latest image. Give me a quick second here, boys. And that was actually my second game with that set of viewers, guys. So if anybody else wants to go ahead and hop into my session, be ready to do so. Shoot, which one is it? I think it's this one. Why doesn't that actually have anything? What the hell? Hold on. Why can't I grab this image, bruh? Is it just not uploading? Yo, let's try that one. All right, now let me go ahead and save changes here. All right, so now all of the subscriptions that you guys have should actually pop up on the screen now, and it should actually come up with the actual overlay as well. All right, we just completed that weekly contract. I don't know what the thing is with Super Chats, though. For some reason, those still aren't popping up, so I don't really know. I'm not sure. What's going on, Arne? Benz, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. How do you change your name? I am the real deal. If you just go into like your streaming settings, man, there's a pretty easy way to do it. I forget exactly how it works, though. But for real, guys, thank you for the donations today. You guys are absolutely insane. Hold on. Let me go ahead and mute this guy just so I've muted everybody who I'm playing with. Let me go ahead and back out here. So anybody else who wants to go ahead and join up on my session, guys, all you got to do is go ahead and join up on my Black Ops 3 social group right here. It's just called HENIS. Once you've gone ahead and done that, join up on my session. You're just going to look for KRNGHenis, KRNGHenis. And once you've joined up on my session, we can get going with this next game. So I always wait for a full 6-man to hop in. Coyote, I've already played with you, man. I'm sorry, but I want to let some new viewers go ahead and hop in. It's a full 6-man, so it's basically first come, first serve. So the first people to get into my party, those will be the people who I will be playing with. If you start unlocking Dark Matter for subs, can I be first? Yo, man, I don't know. I'll definitely be unlocking Dark Matter for subs at some point, though. I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to work out, but I'll be sure to do it at some point, man. All right, we still got room for one more person. So anybody else who wants to go ahead and hop in. Donations are lit today for real. Postal Bike. They've been insane, dude. Bum Diddly Bum. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Hennis, I'm back. Love the vids, and I'm always here for you. Yo, thank you, replies. I appreciate the support, man, truly. Dara, didn't I already play with you? Weren't you already on the, Yeah, Dara, I did already play with you. I just want to go ahead and give some more, some newcomers to the stream a chance to go ahead and hop in. Big HTV, what's up? Jed Plays Madden. How you doing today, dude? What's going on? Jesus Gomez. Jed Plays, welcome to the stream. Am I late? Yo, Big H, you're not late at all, man. Nah, we haven't even been live for 30 minutes, dude. You are all set. Oh my. Did I just show boobs on stream? Can I get banned for that? This dude's emblem was like literally a cartoon version of boobs. You're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, William Ageberg. I appreciate that, man. In before my stream gets age restricted. That would suck. Oh god, where's the full 6-man? Hold on, let's actually go ahead and check and see. Ladies and gentlemen, the game has been up. Billiard coming in.
Right. At Billiard TV on Twitch, less than 3 bog champs in the chat, and YouTube put some thinking emojis.
Yo, he says, first of all, he says, I win, right? Question mark. At Billiard TV on Twitch, Pog Champs in the chat, YouTube, and with some thinking emoji spams in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to Billiard TV for that $15 donation. You're absolutely insane, man. Thank you for the love. Let's see how many headshots we got with this thing, though. We got a crap ton last game. We're already one away from getting in the next camo challenge. We've already gotten 29, so we should be able to complete this like really, really easily. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a billiard spam in the chat for that $15 bomb? Thank you very much for the support, man. No, I don't want to... Oh, yeah, hardcore domination. All right, no, we're good. Hardcore dom. Let's get it. Hopefully we'll be able to find a lobby. Let's do this. Derpy Toxic Guy, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Joe Hatch, how you doing today, dude? Sync Widow, what's up, my man? You're in the game, dude? Yo, that's lit. We're going to be lighting it up all day today, boys. It's going to be insane. We're getting headshots with the MR6, and hopefully if we get to a high enough level, I don't know if we'll actually be able to get to that high enough level, though. Then we'll be sure to actually go ahead and start working on the other pistols as well. What I'm probably going to do is, like, once we complete all the headshot challenges with the MR6, I'm probably just going to go ahead and hop into, like, a core chaos mosh pit, and I'm just going to throw in care packages and just feed the enemies care packages with my, with, like, a launcher on my class to just wreck all their score sheets that they'll call in. So we'll, like, purposely give them stuff out of my care package so they can go ahead and call it in, and then I can destroy it. All right, Pro, I got to get going, lad. Glad to see your streams are lit like always. Thank you, Postal Bike. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for stopping by the stream. It means a lot. Logan Johnson, welcome to the stream. Ard Bebe, what's up? Welcome. Justin Nickmar 13, I love you, Hennis. Yo, I love you too, man. Thank you for the support. Are you the official part of Carnage Clan? Yes, Hank Destine, I am officially part of Carnage Clan. Lag, Bradley BO3. If the stream's lagging at all for you guys, just try to go ahead and quickly like refresh the page or whatever. That should work. The Forge Army 5, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Javier Harris, what's up? Drink bleach? Yo, I'm not all about drinking bleach, Shadow. Appreciate the offer, though. You are such a good streamer / YouTuber. I honestly think you are the best COD YouTuber. Hold on, let me finish reading that message. And you deserve more than you have. Yo, Melissa, I really do appreciate that support. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for the love. It means a lot to me. God bless. Thank you for the love. We're going to get, like, low-key spawn trapped here right now, boys, but I don't even really care. If we have to back out, we'll have to back out. Isaac Sick Gaming, welcome to the stream. Bailey Procop, what's up? Ryan Percy, Master Nuke, you're new to my channel. Welcome to the stream, dude. Thank you for stopping by. Drop a like on the stream if you guys are enjoying it. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'd really appreciate it. Scribbles TV, how you doing today, man? Jorge Diaz, Wolf Gaming, Jake Morrow, you're awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. Zan11, you subscribed. Thank you very much for the support. Hennis is better than Nate Gibson. Dude, relax, all right? Nate Gibson's insane. Have you seen that man play Black Ops 3 on the PC? He would destroy me and everything that I stand for. His snap-ons, dude, are crazy. I am not better than Nate Gibson, although I'm truly flattered to be compared to him in any way, shape, or form. Thank you very much, Majestic Games HD, for that Twitch follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the ProHenis Twitch Army. Thank you for the love and support. Ladies and gentlemen, going up against a hardcore team of a 6-man. Let's see how these guys do it, bro. So one guy stays back to cap their home flag. We're just going to have to go super tryhard mode, guys. We got the MR6 out, so like I don't know how this is all going to go. Jack Phillips and Super Nerd Girl, welcome to the stream. Logan Johnson, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Gotcha, headshot, boy. Oh, the dual headshots, yo, with the MR6s, too. Yo, is this man? Dude, these guys actually don't seem very good. What's going on, Billiard? I flatter you? Yo, you do flatter me, Billiard. Low-key, that's a teammate. I don't know why this map seems to be lagging so much for me. Really weird. We've already got a UAV, boys. That's what I like to see. Hold on. No, teammates, move out of the way. I'm going to get killed right here. Hold on. Let's gotta go ahead and cap this flag. Yo, we're about to get on some nasty streaks right now, dudes. Damn. They already destroyed my UAV. I don't even care, though. We're absolutely going off. Ricky, what's up, my man? Welcome to the stream. Hey, man, what's up, Swanson Vlogs? How you doing? And we got a Piercev35. Thank you very much for that Twitch follow, man. I really do appreciate the support. Welcome to the ProHenis Twitch Army. Thank you for the love, man. I appreciate that. What's your favorite class? In all honesty, I absolutely love the Razorback, especially when I'm playing a hardcore. The Razorback class setup. If you throw on grip, quick draw, rapid fire, and fast mag on that thing, you'll absolutely shred. Art Crazy, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Tom, for some reason, when you're typing in Twitch chat, your name pops up, but like no message pops up underneath it. So I don't know what's up with that. Yo, this thing almost low-key ricocheted right back at him and killed him. That would have been super funny if that actually happened. Yo, hold up. What's up, boys? Yo, we got a Talon. Let's get it, baby. What's up, my man? I subbed. Yo, thank you very much. Who said they subscribed? Yo, Natsu Dragono. Oh, no, you said you unsubscribed. Oh, well, hey, man. Sorry to see you leave. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. Peace out, kiddo. Take time to take a test. Yo, Cozy. Good luck on that test, man. You're going to ace it, dude. Just like everything else in your life. You're going to kill it, man. You're going to kill it. I know it. You just hit 3rd prestige on IW? Bro, I don't think I've even hit 1st prestige on IW. If I'm being straight up honest with you. I rarely play that game, man. Dude, it's all level 1000s in here, but these guys are all, like, really bad, man. Like, I don't know what the hell is up with these guys, but, like, sheesh. What's up, Battle of the Prince? How you doing today, buddy? Oh, he's behind me. Pulsed Ninja, what's up, my man? Welcome to the stream. D13IR. Clan, how you doing today? Don't know where these spawns are coming in. I am the real deal. Can you just call me Solar? Yo, your name is I am the real deal, but you want me to call you Solar? Alright, dude. I'll try to remember that. We'll see. Hydro DJ, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Rare Dang, hey, I just had your channel up. I don't remember the title, but it was like 36 seconds. I just had your channel up. Wait, Rare Dang, what are you talking? Dude, this teammate is pissing me off, dude. He's just standing in my way. What's up, Saj? How you doing today, dude? Welcome to the stream. I'm watching this in the school bathroom. Yo, that's lit, man. That is lit. Do you 1v1? Zan, I do 1v1 viewers every now and then, bro. I actually, I made a stream out of it, like, a little while ago, and it's definitely something I want to bring back, because you guys really seem to enjoy it. So, at some point in the future, I'll definitely be sure to do that. Where did I see? I saw the guy's shadow. What's going on? I'm Flathead. How you doing today, dude? That's a teammate. And I'll get killed by him. Cool. That's what I get. Eric Larson, what's up, man? Iconic Terror. How you doing today? Owen Kingsley. I changed my name. I was King and Boys. Can I have mod? Wait a minute. I don't think you weren't mod prior to that, though, were you, bro? Oh, God, no, we're good. Can you get me a nuke? Yo, Shadow Knight. I don't know if I'm going to be getting anybody nukes for right now, man. I'm trying to finish up Dark Matter challenges for myself. Hello from Portugal. Yo, Daigo Neto, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Yo. King of the Bears, ladies and gentlemen.
Matrix this 67 cents.
Yo, King of the Bears coming in with another hot $1 donation saying, give Matrix this 67 cents. Yo, I'll be sure to forward it to him, man. I got you. Lag Much, what's up? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Ben? How you doing today? If you guys don't get that joke, pretty much when you donate $1 to Streamlabs, there's a processing fee that goes into it, so I technically only receive 67 cents. So I'll be sure to give Matrix that 67 cents. Dude, what would you buy with your 67 cents? Yeah, it's true. It's a very generous donation, so you really could do a lot of it. What's going on, Romello? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Kerba Reviewed Cobra, welcome to the stream. Ryan Percy, ZLY, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Behind you? What are you talking about, dude? Mick Party Norsik, welcome to the stream. I'm not liking this double flag cap that they've got going on right now. It's kind of triggering me. Push up here. That's the end of the round. What's up, Ricky? How you doing today, bro? I'm doing awesome, man. Thank you for asking. Why are you streaming so late, ZLY? This is the time that I usually stream on the weekdays, or on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I usually have to stream a little bit later than usual, just simply because of my class schedule. Excuse me. But on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I usually start streaming around 2. So usually 2 hours before I started streaming today. Dude, I just punched my monitor. Yo, dude, I love how you spell punched, P-U-N-S-H-E-D. That's the best way to spell punch, dude. Why would you punch your monitor, though? Hopefully it wasn't the monitor that you were watching me on. Hennis, what would you do if I donated $20? Super Nerd Girl, I would be very, very excited if you donated me $20. You'd be top D of the day, because Billiard's top donation of the day, I'm pretty sure, with his $15 bomb. So you'd be taking the top donation of the day. I would be very, very appreciative, especially coming from somebody like you who's supporting the stream a ton. The Legend of Null, welcome to the stream. Game Changer, hey, I'm new. Well, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by. Are you streaming tomorrow? Big HTV? Yeah, man. I stream every single day of the week. So, absolutely, man. I always tweet out when I go live as well. So if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, be sure to go ahead and do that. My teammate, I don't know why my teammates kill me, man. It's triggering me. We've still managed to maintain a nice solid 2KD, despite my teammates killing me. What's up, Captain Zek? How you doing today? 123 Stunt. How you doing today, dude? Eric Tur. It's 4:41 p.m. Yes, that's what it is for me too, bro. Yo, you got to be on the East Coast as well. Lick my crack. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. TGD Nate. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream, my man. You've got a hater up right now, boys. That kind of scares me. I wanted to get a nice solid like peek out and just one tap that guy like you do an H1 against those hatters, but nope. I'm really not liking this triple cap that they've got going on here. Okay, I'm sorry, teammate. You had to take an L there. But I just really wasn't feeling it, man. You can't stand in my way like that. Got him. We just got a UAV, but we can't call anything in now because of the power core. Wonderful. MX Dude, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate that. And they've got another hostile hater, dude. How did these guys turn up all of a sudden? Like, they were doing so incredibly bad. And then they call in a power core and 2 haters, man. What's with that? Hey, I found the power core. Yo, dude, I wanted to go ahead and destroy that so easily. What's up, I Drop Music? How you doing today? Arif Khan says, you should play Battlefield 1. Dude, so many of my viewers tell me to play Battlefield 1 that I'm, like, actually low-key considering buying it just so I can play it for you guys on stream. But I'm, like, I'm also worried, too, because I'm a Call of Duty streamer. So I wonder how that would be received, you know? Azure XBL, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by, man. Watch some of my vids. Yo, Calvin, please do not self-promote in the chat. Thank you very much for the support. Yo, trying to show off that trigger finger right there. We still die. Hennis, I did 58 kills in 2. That's hashtag you mad, hashtag winning, hashtag BO3. Dude, you're absolutely shredded up, man. Are you using a pistol, though? Yeah, that's what I thought, dude. That's what I thought. Maybe you are using a pistol. Who knows? Maybe you're just some sort of pistoling god. But I don't know. COD Simple, welcome to the stream. Travis Designs is, if you know anyone that wants any graphics, I'll be happy to do them for them. Yo, that's true. Travis Designs, ladies and gentlemen, hit this guy up. He's absolutely insane with his graphics. He's hit me up twice with graphics for my YouTube channel and all my social media, literally without even asking the man. He's just that insane. So hit him up if you guys want any graphics done. He makes some really nice stuff. Get obliterated. The Legend of Null, how you doing, man? What's your favorite Black Ops? Yo, Caden. Honestly, man, my favorite Black Ops has to be Black Ops 2, buddy. I absolutely love that game. Black Ops 3 coming in a very close second, and then Black Ops 1, because I do own that game, but I've played it, I think, once for a total of 30 minutes. So, Big HTV says he's going to donate 10 pounds. Yo, I would appreciate that very much, bro. Obviously, you don't have to, but I would appreciate the gesture. It would mean a lot. Axelmater, I never thank you for that host. I really appreciate that, my man. Thank you for the love. Samuel Gustavin, welcome to the stream. If the stream is lagging for you guys, just try to go ahead and simply refresh the page, and hopefully that'll work out. Hennis is better than billiard. Yo, rare dank Pepe. I've never heard words of more truth coming from anybody in my chat than that. I appreciate the support, man. Honestly, most true statement I've heard all day. I never was a mod for your stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, then I read your message wrong or something like that, man. Thank you very much, Rush Thunder, for that YouTube subscription. I appreciate that very, very much. What's up, Sync Vibes? HDC Clark, Battle Heroes, welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Do something for Game Changer. His mom died. Shout him out. Yo, shout out to Game Changer, man. Honestly, that sucks, dude. If that's actually real, that's absolutely awful now, man. That's awful. I'm gonna do it in tomorrow's stream. All right, Big H, sounds good, bro. Yo, I'm looking forward to it. My uncle works for Google. Hold on, I'm gonna ask him if I can donate you $10,000. Yo, Caden, sounds good, man. Get your uncle that works at Google to donate me $10,000. You know what? Actually, better yet, dude, just get your uncle, if he works at Google, to like manipulate the YouTube algorithm to just put me on the front page every time I go live. Can you do that for me? Honestly, you don't even need to donate 10K. Just manipulate the code a little bit to put KRNGHenis' YouTube channel at the top of the YouTube page. I'm donating in tomorrow's stream. All right, Big H, sounds good, buddy. I'm looking forward to it. Subs Hanson, new lobby. I think that was my first game with that set of viewers, wasn't it? But we're definitely going ahead and backing out of that cancerous, absolutely cancerous lobby. We're going to go ahead and hop in just regular TDM. Hopefully we don't get put up against those obscene tryhards again. We still got room for 2 more people, guys, so anybody else who wants to go ahead and hop in for this one game here, I would appreciate that. Sniper Ninja, what's up, buddy? Now, unfortunately, everybody who joins up now is only going to be able to play for 1 game because I am going to be kicking everybody after this, but hopefully you guys don't mind. I think that's against the law, Caden, to manipulate the YouTube algorithm. I don't think it would be against the law. Maybe it's against YouTube's policy. Lag much, what's up, baby? Welcome to the stream. I just called you baby. What the hell? I meant to say man, and then I said I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Favorite YouTuber after Allie? Yo, dude, I respect that. Allie is an absolutely phenomenal YouTuber. I appreciate the support, though. I want to change my name to Solar Clan, but I don't know how to. It's in your, like, actual Twitch channel settings, man. If you go into, like, your channel settings or something like that, you should be able to find it. I'll donate 150 pounds if you get a Merciless. I got a Merciless today, dude. With the pistol? I've already gotten it. Yo. Is this Korean, dude? No, he's... It's not Korean, is it? But these guys all got... Hold up. Who is this? Who's in my game right now? Oops, I didn't mean 10K. I meant 100K. Oh, you're going to donate $100,000? Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Nah, I respect that. If you could do anything, please. I feel so bad asking you because you're live streaming, but please, anything, Game Changer. I don't really know what you want, man. Like, honestly, bro, I feel bad for you, man. Just honestly, hopefully everything goes well for you, bro. And I wish you the best. I don't really know what else to say, man. Brian Anderson, welcome to the stream. Please don't joke about cancer. Cancer. Still love you, though. Yo, Swanson Vlogs, I got you, man. I think you mentioned that to me before. I do apologize. I'm in your game, lag much. Welcome to the stream. You're the best YouTuber. Yo, Mitch Hutch. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. What's up, Steven Dipty? Shout out to you, my man. Thank you for stopping by the stream. Hopefully we'll get a good random lobby here. You are my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, The Ripper. I really do appreciate that a lot, man. Honestly, all of you guys who come in here and say those kind words every day, it definitely means a lot to me, so thank you. Do I get money from streaming? Yes, I do get money from streaming on YouTube. Obviously, like, from the ad revenue that gets generated. And I get money from donations as well. But on Twitch, I actually don't receive any money from streaming on Twitch for you guys. What's going on at Riley Dupier? Do a Black Ops 2 stream? I've done a Black Ops 2 stream in the past. No, not 100K. I meant 0.100K. What would be 0.100K? I don't even know what that means. Whatever. But if you get a nuke with the MR6, I'll donate you 300 pounds. All right, man. Yo, the D13. I'm pretty sure you're trolling me, man. But, like, I'll take it, bro. Fake Scopes, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, snap. Welcome to the stream. Chris HD says, Hennis, are you my dad? Mine ran away. Yes, I am your father. I ran away. I'll donate $20 if you get a UAV. Yo, dude, somebody just donate me $1 million if I get a kill. How about that? Axel Anderson, welcome to the stream. The real supporters, man, the real donators, they just donate, bro. They don't give the criteria. They're just like, yo, this man has a dope stream. I'm going to support because I like the stream. They don't need me to perform. Obviously, I stream for you guys. I'm done 58 kills and 2 deaths. Mad, bro, and I wish I could donate. My mom won't let me. Yo, 1, 2, 3 stunt. No worries, man. Honestly, that's dope, though, that you did that well. Were you using a pistol or something? I mean... That's still impressive, though. 58 and 2 is still impressive, regardless of what you're using. finally got here. Yo, welcome to the stream. NX141, thank you for stopping by. King Cobra says, hello, first stream, and I'm loving it so far. Thank you very much for the support, man. I'm really happy to hear that. I would donate, but I don't have a bank card. Yo, no worries, NX. Honestly, just you guys being in here, honestly means a lot to me. Ayla Nation, welcome to the stream. I drop music. Bro, will you help me get Dark Matter on my DVSR? I got the Policia already. Yo, dude, so you're actually quite far ahead already with that thing. I don't know, man. I think for right now, I'm going to really focus on getting myself Dark Matter. And then I will be getting Dark Matter on other viewers' accounts, like, soon. I will. You should play zombies. Can you sometime? Yo, Jake28 or Jack28. I will be playing zombie streams, absolutely, man. Like, over summer break, I'm definitely going to be streaming some zombies for you guys. I'll be doing multiplayer as well. The streams over the summer, man, they're going to be lit. You guys already know. The pistol life, man. Got a little bit of an assist on that, man. Yo, that long shot headshot, baby. That's what we like to see. Henis, that's what we like. I am the real deal. What's up, buddy? How you doing today, man? Let's see if anybody else is pushing back here. Anybody? Nah? Wait a minute. Oh, get absolutely obliterated. Absolutely obliterated. My teammates are going in right now. Let's call on that UAV. That's definitely going to help us. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and cap it. Okay, we get killed with a nade. Robert Quinoez, what's up? Welcome to the stream. If you get a nuke with a pistol, I'll honestly give you $80. Yo, man, that's not happening, dude. Especially not in hardcore, and especially not with these streaks I'm running, dude. Talon, UAV, and Hater. I mean, honestly, those aren't terrible streaks, but, like, I don't know how on earth I'd get on a Hater, especially since I'm trying to go for headshots right now. I don't even know if I have Scavenger on this class, dude. Actually, that man just got a 3-piece. Could have been my 3-piece when you think about it, but... What's up, Adam Quinn? How you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Hey, I just liked and subbed. Yo, Marcus Brown, I appreciate the support. Zan11, 1v1 me? Yo, dude, I'm not going to be doing any 1v1s this stream, man, but I do 1v1 people every now and then on my streams. I actually have a whole, like, type of stream dedicated to it where I literally just 1v1 viewers all the time. It's pretty sweet. Typical Ranger, please read KRNGHenis. I know how it feels to lose your mom. My mom died when I was 2 years old, and now I'm 11. Oh, my mom didn't pass away, bro. It was somebody in the chat. It was somebody in the chat that was talking about that. Hashtag Henis the Menace. Yo, true. Your monitor's broken, bro? Yo, I stopped shooting because I thought I headshotted them low-key. Help me get 100 subs, and I've been subbed to you since 3K. Yo, shout out to my boy Minich. But usually, man, please don't self-promote in the chat, all right? Honestly, guys, if you're trying to go to other people's channels trying to gain subscribers, you're not going to be gaining, like, actually loyal subs, all right? Because people don't, like, actually care about your content. If, like, you're kind of forcing people to subscribe, they're not going to really care, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the way I like to look at it. This guy's going to be coming up here. Yo. Teammate. Oh, come on, dude. At least guys are stealing all my kills. What's up, Cammy Reed? Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for stopping by. I need to get a kill, man. Got him. Dude, I want a headshot. Dude, I was just a little bit off to the right on that thing. Can you do a fist challenge? Yo, like a fist-only TDM win? I think I've seen Carnage do that before, actually. I'm pretty sure they did that for, like, some sort of team challenge. That was actually really sick. I wasn't able to participate in that, unfortunately, but it was still really, really cool to actually watch that all go down. The gameplay is really dope. DSYR Sloth, welcome to the stream. Rift Nation, what's up, my man? Yo, what? Yo, dude, where are the headshots on this thing? Like, we were doing so well with headshot, we just got a triple kill, or triple feed. But, honestly, man, what happened to the headshots all of a sudden? Man Ape, welcome back to the stream, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. What level? Currently, I'm Prestige 6, level 17. Dude, where are these shots going? I don't even know anymore. I know where that shot went. That shot just flat out wasn't on there. Dude, there we go. Going off with the MR6, dude. Hold on. Maybe we'll actually drop a gameplay, guys. You just wait. You just wait. If I get 50 subs, I'll donate 50 pounds. All right, man. Sounds good. Honestly, that's not going to happen. But did you see the tweet about April Contraband yet? Yo, Owen Kingsley, I did not, bro. Tag me in that. Are there already talks about April Contraband? Because if so, dude, I'm going to want to hop on that real quick. Dude, I'm like, every time Black Ops 3 releases new DLC content, you know it's going to be lit, dude. Treyarch, it does such an amazing job of keeping the game fresh and exciting by releasing new content, man. It's absolutely awesome. Do you like your mom or your dad more? Honestly, bro, I like my parents both a lot. I mean, obviously, you go through phases as a teenager and as a kid. Like, you know, sometimes you don't like your mom, sometimes you don't like your dad. But, you know, as I've gotten older, though, you realize how kind of stupid and petty a lot of that stuff is. What's up, Ryan J? How you doing today? Gennaro Karras, welcome to the stream. What's my KD? It's like a 4. No, a 4. It's like a 2.4 something. I forget exactly what it is. I wish my KD was a 4, dude. Honestly, that'd be lit. Please let me kill... Dude, I thought the other guy was AFK, or at least he was for a little while. Warren Finney, what's up, my man? Yo, the latest mod. Hopping into this stream. I appreciate the support, for real, man. Thank you for stopping by. D13, I unfortunately do not have an Xbox One, my man. I wish I did. That'd be lit. But unfortunately, all I've got is a PS4, bro. So that's all I've got to play with viewers on. 96th stream in a row. You waste. You're coming close to that 100th stream in a row, man. Absolutely crazy. Riley Bomber, welcome to the stream. You waste. Like, how are we going to celebrate, man? I could mod... Oh, wait. Yeah, right. You're already mod. That's just crazy, man. Annex, thank you very much for that host. I appreciate it. But seriously, you waste. 96th stream in a row. Your support to my channel as a whole, dude, has just been unprecedented. You're one of my top supporters, dude. Hands down. Man Ape says you're going to donate? All right, bro. Sounds good. Have you ever been on holiday? If so, or have you ever been on holiday? If so, what's your favorite? Yo, man, I'm on holiday. Dude, is my teammates just going to start killing me? I don't know, bro. Hopefully not. But, dude, my favorite holiday is Christmas. Hands down. Nothing beats the feeling of Christmas, dude. Nothing. You can try to tell me that, like, Easter's better, but, like, I know that you're lying, you know? You're just lying to yourself. Christmas is the greatest holiday. Taylor Horde, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Say hashtag prestige if you want him to prestige. Bro, I can't prestige right now. Wait, was there a guy laying down right there? I'm level 18, bro. I can't even prestige if I wanted to. Rickajoby, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by. Mitchell Edmondson, welcome. How do I donate? I'll donate to you. If you guys want to donate, you can use Super Chat, which is when your message will actually be pinned in the chat for a certain amount of time, depending on how much you donate. Or you can always use the donation link right at the top of the description down below. Your donation will pop up on screen. I'll be able to thank you. And when you donate via the link in the top of the description, you'll have the option to make my top 20 donor list, obviously, if you donate a certain amount. Legendary for days, what's up? Welcome to the stream. All these kids hopping on the donation troll, that's my thing. Yo, the XFR, true, dude. That is your thing. Phase Sausage, welcome to the stream, buddy. How you doing today, my man? Those headshots, dude. Oh, you can't stop. I'm a teammate, honestly, man. You gotta stop doing that, bro. Now he's gonna try to kill me, isn't he? Hopefully not. Virus Chain, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Teammates over there. Got him. Let's go ahead and cap C. What's up, Justin Adams? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to I'm gonna die. I just heard that one coming a mile away. Dude, you're awesome. I love your video. Thank you, Avery. Why not? I really do appreciate that very much. It's actually really funny. I had some people come into my streams, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because you mentioned that you called this a video. Dude, that's the second time I've killed St. Chris, dude. I don't know what this man's doing, but he has the worst timing walking in front of me. The worst part is, if I shoot him again, I'm pretty sure I get kicked. So we can't be killing anybody else. We can't be having him step in front of my shots anymore, man. We gotta keep moving. Snowball12, hello, my first stream of yours. Yo, hopefully you're enjoying it, man. I do appreciate you stopping by. You hate the MR6 CGs? I don't think it's actually that bad, man, honestly. Like, I thought this was going to be a nightmare to get headshots with. This is actually really fun to get headshots with. Dude, it's always, like, these teammates are always just, like, staring right at me, man. Pretty Boy Trap, what's up? You're epic. I love your videos. Thank you, man. Game Changer 43 says, can you do anything for me? Me and my brothers are about to go to foster care. Please help us. Dude, this feels more and more like a troll the more you keep saying stuff, man. I don't know what you want me to do, bro. Like, I feel bad for you. I really do. But, like, that's honestly, an absolutely horrible situation. But, like, I don't know. I feel like you're definitely trolling me right now. And, I don't really know what you expect a streamer to do, you know? Like, what could I possibly do? What's going on, NX? Is Daddy? How you doing today? Yo, can you add me if I send a friend request? Unfortunately not, bro. My friends list is actually full on the PS4, so I unfortunately can't add any more people on the PSN because I literally have maxed out on all of my friends. Got that guy? Hold on, was there another guy back? Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Hands down. Yep, I saw that one coming. Raid someone? Yo, we'll be sure to raid someone after the stream, guys. I got you. Bro, I was just pouring so hard outside. Dude, for real, the last couple of days here, it's been, like, absolutely so depressing with the weather. Like, yesterday it was literally pouring. Today wasn't too bad, but yesterday it was really coming down, man. I love your videos. Thank you, Matthew Keen. I appreciate that a lot, man. Once I trolled someone by walking in front of a teammate while they spammed the Draken and got them kicked. Kind of felt bad after it, though. Yeah. Honestly, getting teammates kicked kind of sucks. It actually really sucks, you know. Do I like dank memes? Yo, Frazier, absolutely, man. Who doesn't like the dank memes? Help me get Dark Matter today? Yo, Trapsy, I'm not going to be helping any viewers get Dark Matter today, bro. Just simply because I'm grinding for my own Dark Matter. Once I'm done getting my dark matter for myself, dude, on my own account, you best believe I'm going to be helping all my viewers get dark matter, dude. I mean, I won't be going from like 0 to 100 for all of you guys' dark matter, but I'll be doing a lot. Hold on, let's stay inside here so I don't get killed, preferably. Gotcha. Damn, dude, that guy just melted me. Assassin Gaming, what country do I live in? I live in the United States d'America. Can't you contact Sony and ask them to increase the friend budget? Can you do that? Is that a thing? You were so good with the headshots? Yo, Milo. I'm alright. I'm decent. I'm decent. I'm nothing special. 50 headshots already with this thing, though. Damn. I've been playing just like a couple games with it, and we're already, like, getting super close to completing this thing. Oh, no, come back. He's definitely gonna peek this. He has to. I hit him twice in hardcore. There's no way he's still running. Oh, he is. Yo, this man ran away, and we still got him. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Where did this man go? He didn't hit the wall run, did he? I don't think he did. Let's just go. Ah, and I'm gonna get killed from that. Dude, that guy distracted me. I don't know where he went. Outdoors, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Do I play hardcore or normal? Most of the time, I just play core, dude. But the only reason I'm in hardcore is to get headshots with a pistol. Just makes it a lot easier. Was the song copyright, or did it save your channel? What are you talking about, Henry's dad? What are you talking about, Mats? Oh, gotcha. Other guys over there. Do I have any streaks I can call in? Unfortunately not. Teammate over there. What's going on, Owen Kingsley? How you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Yo, what? Gotcha. Nah, I thought that guy was gonna miss me, man. What's going on? Is Brazzy? How you doing today? Abdul, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Luis Fernando, what's going on? I'm doing a Yeezy giveaway. You should enter. Yo, Yeezys? I'm not a huge fan of them, bro, to be honest with you. I don't know why I hit fired right there. I should have ADS'd, but... Wait for somebody to push over here. Ah, dude, I saw somebody move back there, man. Hennis, I was watching in the bathroom, then I went back to class, and now I'm back. Hashtag dedication, hashtag the grind don't stop. Yo, it's true, man. The grind goes both ways, guys. I stream every single day for you guys, and you guys are always willing to support the streams by watching them, so I really do appreciate it. What sensitivity do I use? I play in a full 14 sensitivity, my dude. Cameron Johnson, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Look at my crack. Use the 48 dredge? Dude. I absolutely hate that weapon, especially for getting headshots, dude. That was probably my least favorite weapon to get headshots with. I swear to God, if I died to this thing. Bro, I don't want to step in front of my teammate's shots right here. Your teammate, just stop moving, alright? There we go. Yo, my teammate's got to be triggered, dude. He puts so many shots into it, and then I get all the points for destroying it. SMH, dude. UAV inbound. Let's go ahead and cap that. Oh, we're still going to win. Nice. 200 to 190. That's what I like to see. Victor V, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Yo, could you get my Gorgon and Shiva? When I get Dark Matter for people, dude, I'm going to wait till they have, like... Not one category of weapon left, but like just a couple weapons left. Or maybe just one weapon left to go ahead and get Dark Matter with. That'll make it easy. I tagged you in the April Contraband, confirmed by another YouTuber. Alright, bro. Yo. Sounds good. Oh, and let me go ahead and check that out, dude. Because I honestly, if that's a real thing, I'm going to be so hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to go ahead and drop a like on the stream. We are currently 22 likes away from 200 likes. You guys are insane. Thank you for the support. Honestly, the ProHenis hashtag notification squad, you guys already know what it is. You guys show so much support, honestly. It's insane. But let me go ahead and check out this tweet. April Contraband. I gotta see this stuff. Abs, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Why is everyone ignoring me? The Riley Bomber? I'm not ignoring you, man. I'm sorry if it seems like that, but I'm really not trying to. Yo, this man's name is literally KRNGHenis. I have to follow this man, right? I have to, bro. He's part of the hashtag notification squad. Yo, let me go ahead and quote tweet this. What's going on, man? You waste. Welcome to the stream. If you stream every day, I will have the 100th stream on Saturday. Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, and I am gonna be streaming every day, so. Dude, that's going to be lit, though. On a Saturday? What a not much of a better day to have it than that. Are we actually on the YouTube homepage? Yo, we are. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys show so much support on my streams. We hit the YouTube homepage, like, every day, guys. It's actually crazy. Expires in 19 hours, dudes. Damn, no one cares about that, though. What's going on? I am Clutch Grinders. How you doing today, my man? Welcome to the stream. I'm new here. I just subbed. Yo, thank you very much, Killer Bud. I appreciate that a lot, man. I swear I'm not trolling you. But how could I get more DLC weapons on Xbox One? Game changer? Honestly, man, just like buying crypto keys, dude. Or not buying COD points, I mean. I don't really know what else to, any other advice to give you, man. Hold on, let me go through and find this tweet. Like somebody, oh, and here we go. Bro, believe me, April Contraband. Yo, Owen Kingsley, didn't you say you tagged me in the tweet, dude? Let me go ahead and back out because that was my second game with that set of viewers. So anybody else who wants to go ahead and join up on my party, guys, be sure to do so. All you guys got to do is join my Black Ops 3 social group, which is just called HENIS. Once you've done that, join right up on my session. Brand new 6-man party. Did we get a raid? Did somebody raid us? I see one person typing raid in the chat. I don't know. I thought I saw somebody earlier type raid as well. Did we get a raid? I don't know. I like turtles. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm Clutch Grinders. Do I use OBS? I do, bro. Yeah, I do use OBS. Honestly, OBS Studio is the best. April Contraband is going to happen. Oh, I'm not denying that it's going to happen, man. Like, 10 out of 10, it's going to happen. But, like, when is it going to happen, you know? Yo, ACG Scopes hopping into the party. Dude, what's up, man? Honestly, top donator in my, or one of the top donators in my stream. Absolutely insane. Yo, Kimps, please do not self-promote in the chat. I'll donate next stream, maybe. I legit got no money whatsoever. I'm only 50 and I'll get paid on Friday. Yo, Minich, that sounds great, man. Honestly, only support the stream financially if you guys can. Honestly, no one's forcing you to actually do that, but I do appreciate the support nonetheless. Oh, wait, are you talking about... Oh, are you talking about what Ghost Ninja tweeted out? I don't know if that's legit, though, man. Yo, Sniper Ninja, I already played with you, bro. Let somebody else join. TDM Kid, didn't I already play with you? Or no, I didn't. Your mute thing went away. Beautiful. I'm glad I didn't kick you, bro. I was about to, low-key. I thought I already played with him. Perfect. All right, let's go. Let's see how many headshots we've got this thing. We've gotten pretty close, I'm pretty sure, with this thing. Yeah, dude, we've gotten pretty good. We've 52 headshots already. Let's get it, baby. Patrick Grant just joined it. Do you remember me, Patrick Grant? I do remember you. Yeah, man. Welcome to the stream. The Ironside Gamer, what's up? Welcome back, dude. Shout out to you, homie. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it, my man. Check my emblem. I'm too deadly. I need a nuke. Help. Yo, that's awesome, dude. That's actually lit. That's a lit emblem. I like that a lot. Hennis, look at Twitter DMs. Yo, I'll be sure to check Twitter DMs after this stream, man. You better have a good reaction when you get Dark Matter. Yo, 666. I'm going to be so unbelievably hyped and relieved, man. Wait, who said it for me to... Who wanted me to check Twitter DMs? Who was that? Stan Sturk. Hold on. Where's my man Stan Sturk here? Stan Sturk. I don't know which one of these you... Oh, you're Stan Sturk on YouTube. Oh, what's up, man? Yo, you're the pro Hennis guy. Yo, thank you for the support, my man. I appreciate it. Moose Man, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Can we play together sometime? Avery, why not? Dude, I play with viewers all the time, man. I just got like 15 million emails from PayPal. Oh, that's all your guys' donations. Oh, I was wondering what those was. My emblem is dope. Your emblem is dope, dude. Big HTV, welcome back to the stream. Please say I'm a sexy beast. Hype frag, you're a sexy beast, man. I don't even know if it needed to be said because you guys are like, you're already a sexy beast, but like. Check mine too. Yo, you waste. I got you, bro. Yo, you waste. You're a legend, dude. You're a legend. This man went 70 and 23 on Nuketown Hardcore. 70 kills and only 23 deaths. That's actually not that bad at all. That's really not that bad. Let's complete TDM here. Let's go into some hardcore. I'm sorry we're playing so much hardcore today, guys, but honestly, it just makes my life 10 times easier. So I'm sorry if you guys only like core, but it is what it is. I know who you are. You're banned. King of the Bears. Uh-oh. What? Hey, Hennis, sorry I'm late. Charlie Holmes, no worries, man. Yo, OMG, Hype Frag, what's up, dude? Solar Clan. Yo, thank you very much, Solar Clan, first of all, for that Twitch follow. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you for the support. It means a lot to me. And X Smasher 3000, thank you very much for that host. And NX101, thank you for your host as well. I'm sorry if I missed those earlier. I don't know if I thanked you guys earlier for those hosts, but I appreciate it. You're the only YouTuber who pronounced my name correctly. Yo, Minich. How can you not pronounce that name correctly, dude? That's like one of the easiest names to pronounce, dude. Honestly. All those other YouTubers, they're just plebs, dude.
Hardcore team deathmatch.
I changed my name to I am the it's I am the real deal. Oh, yo, bro. Well, welcome back, man. That name change went quick. I didn't think you could change your name that quickly. That's crazy. You got the Fury song today, Charlie Holmes. Congratulations, man. That's actually lit. The Fury song is one of the best melee weapons. Hands down. It's one of the best melee weapons. What makes melee weapons like really good in Black Ops 3 is their range. I thought I was gonna get shot from behind there. What's going on, Risen Ali? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Everyone says Minik. Oh, okay. Everyone says Minik. All right, I see. Get destroyed. Yo, get destroyed. Hipfire style. What's going on, Miller Ince? Oh, Bay Trudeau just got a £50 donation because he guessed someone's number between 1 to 25. Yo, that's actually super cool. Actually, I don't know if that's just lucky, man. Honestly, I wish I was that good at guessing. Check DMs, yo, Bear. I'll check DMs after the game, bro. I got you. Yo, bro, keep up the good work. Shout me out if you see this. Yo, TBN. I got you, my man. Yeah, guys, just go ahead. Yo, everybody just spam. Check DMs. Yeah, good job, Super Slasher and Boston Q. Nah, good job, guys. Good job. Yeah, I'll check DMs after the game, dudes. I already saw it. I got you. I got you. Headshot, long shot, baby. Nope. Okay. We choked that really hard. No. Oh, shoot. Yo, what's up, dude? One pumped that guy, man. Did you see that? One bullet wasn't even a headshot, and we just melted him.
UAV destroyed.
UAV already destroyed? What's up with that? And don't forget about me. Yo, True Rock Crazy. I got you. Hello from Chicago, William. What's up? Welcome to the stream. We will boycott you. Awesome. Looking forward to it. Yo, what's going on? Warcraft PX. How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Guys, can you please not spam the chat? My mom bought me this new laptop and it gets really hot when the chat is being spammed. And now my leg is starting to hurt because it's getting so hot. Please, if you want me to not get burned, then don't spam the chat. Why did I read that out loud? Why did I read that out loud? King of the Bears, I absolutely hate you. Turn up that dank music? Is that what someone just said? Turn that music up? Yo, Miller, I got you, man. Let me turn this music up, dude. What's poppin'? What's up, William? How you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Alex Vasquez, what's up? Hello from the EU. Yo, my man from the UK. Thank you for the support, bro. What's up, Frosty? How you doing today as well, man? These guys are all back here, aren't they? What's up, Jester? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Finally, dude. I gotta get better at these headshots, man. We were cruising at the beginning of this stream with headshots. Now we're starting to plateau a little bit, man. I don't know if it's the maps or... I feel like Fringe just because it is a little bit of a more long-range map. That might be why we're struggling so much, but... we'll see. No excuses here, chat. We're going to pick it up. You guys will see. What's going on, Luis Fernando? Hey, can you help me out getting Dark Matter? I just need the pistols and the melee. Yo, bro, I'm going to be helping viewers get Dark Matter, like, right after I get Dark Matter myself. So if you want that, man, I got you, dude. Just don't go ahead and, like, complete any other challenges until you let me hop on your account, dude. Because you, like, literally have the most perfect combination of stuff left to do. So, like, if you leave that, man, that'll, like, make it 10 times easier for me. There's still a guy up there, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yo, what's up? Got an assist on. I'm pretty sure there is a guy in here still. No, is there not? All right, we got him. Hennis, you're the best YouTuber. Thank you, Michael. I really do appreciate that, man. Yo, I don't want my teammate to die here. Just let me bounce out. Gaming with Ali, what's up? Welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by. I can't express enough the fact that you need more subs, Charlie Holmes. Honestly, man, maybe one day, dude. One day. We will see. Dude, honestly, I think I'm just not taking enough time with these headshots. You're my favorite COD YouTuber. Thank you, Hype Frag. I appreciate that, my dude. Honestly, I think the issue with these headshots right now is that I'm not aiming enough above the head. You would think with headshots you need to aim on the head, but nah, you gotta aim like above the head. Yo, dude, just peek it one more. You know you're right there, dude. Everybody knows you're in there. Everybody has those days. Solar, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Hello from Texas. Welcome, Texas. Welcome to the stream, my man. Guess he bounced out or he died. What's going on, Tax Empire? Excuse me. I thought it said TapX Empire. I was like, yo, TapX, what's good? Can I play with you tomorrow? Yo, absolutely, dude. I play with viewers all the time, man. So if you want to go ahead and join up at my party at any point in the future or today, just go ahead and join up on my Black Ops 3 social group, which is just called HENIS. And once you're in there, just go ahead and be ready to join up on my session. Hold on. Dude, I gotta get better at these headshots. Do I like cheese? Dude, cheese is my favorite genre of food, dude. Cheese is the best. I'm having trouble figuring out these spawns right now, too. First time I've ever watched you. You're so entertaining. Thank you, Frost. I really do appreciate that, my man. Yo, I'm, like, shooting at their chest, bro, because it's sort of like, especially with these long shots, it's like the reticle. Dude, the triple headshot feed. Let's get it. Just as I'm starting to complain, man, and we get that. We hit that gorgeous, that beauty of a clip. 4 headshots in a row, baby. That was a long shot, too. Yo, wait a minute. Yo, I thought I could get more headshots there, dude. That would have been awesome. Robert, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I need to eat. I'll be back soon. All right, bro. Sounds good. Hacker for real, dude. I aimbot all the time. How do I join the game, Robert? All you gotta do, bro, is join up on my Black Ops 3 social group, which is called HENIS. And then once you're in there, you should be able to go ahead and join up on my session when I'm back out and I'm ready to play with new viewers. My emblem, ACG Scopes. What was your... Oh, yeah, your emblem just says I love Pro HENIS or something like that, right? Or HENIS with a heart. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before, man. Nice shirt, nice shirt, nice shirt. Yo, thank you, Alex Vasquez. It's actually an Arizona shirt. Yeah, it is. It's a nice blue Arizona. Yo, thank you very much, Omar Ebis, for that YouTube sub. I appreciate that, my man. What attachments do I have in the pistol? I think just Elo sight and fast mag. No, actually not fast mag. What's the attachment? Did I have fast mag on? I don't think I did. You got the final kill. You waste your boss, dude. That's why you got the final kill. It's Rips. Welcome to the stream. What's my favorite COD game? Black Ops 2, hands down. With Black Ops 3 coming in a very close second. William C. Egan, welcome to the stream. Check DMs, yo, I got you, Bear. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, can we get a 28.4K spam in the chat? You guys are absolutely insane. Thank you very much for the support today. Honestly, means a lot to me. Thank you very, very much. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm going to go ahead and play one more game with this set of viewers, and then once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and back out and play with a brand new 6-man party. But let me go ahead and check DMs here real quick. Hold on. Okay, thanks, Bear. Thanks for sharing that with me. I don't know why that was so... like, what's up, Game Crazy? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Warren Finney, what's up? Blake Lyons, how you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the stream. LMAO, I accidentally unsubbed. I am not new, LMFAO. Yo, Ice, no worries, dude. It's all right, man. I appreciate you stopping by, though, for real. Honestly, as long as you guys are subscribed to the channel in any shape or form, it means a lot to me. Even if you guys are just watching the stream, it means a lot to me. Quick Draw, man. That was the other attachment that I had on here. Quick Draw. We've got almost every attachment with this thing, though. We got High Caliber. Oh, we're throwing that on, dude. Hands down. Let's throw on the extra camo. Yo, that actually looks dope, dude. Look at how sexy that camo is. Eric Turer, what's up? Welcome to the stream. What console do I have? 666. I am on the PS4, my dude. New to the stream, Mercenary Guy. Thank you for stopping by, bro. I appreciate it. In the Netherlands, we eat pancakes for dinner. Dude, why can't I live in the Netherlands, man? I haven't had a pancake in so long. I wish I did, though. Like... I gotta go to IHOP one of these days. I followed you on Twitter. Thank you, Tax Empire. I appreciate it, my man. You were harassing me? I was harassing you? Wait, are you talking about the Twitter DMs? Art Crazy? You better not be, dude. What console do you have? LOL 666? It's a PS4, my man. Put stock on, it helps a lot. Does it really? Well, we can't have more than one attachment on it. I feel like High Caliber would help a little bit more, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Should be 28.4 mil hype, says Charlie Holmes. Dude, it should be, man. Hennis, you know your favorite artist, he had a new song and you were going to hear it on stream and asked if the song was copyrighted. Did it save your channel? Oh no, man, I actually didn't end up listening to it on stream. I just played it safe and just listened to it off stream. So I ended the stream like just a couple minutes before it came out so I could listen to it on stream. So I actually don't know. I don't think it is copyrighted though. Pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's like free, like license free or whatever. TBN Gaming, what's up, man? Welcome. What college do you go to? Yo, Piercev, what street do you live on, man? What's your mother's maiden name? What's your house number? What? I'm just curious. Just some personal questions, you know? Where do you live? Can I come visit your house? I just don't share what college I go to, man. Damn, dude. It's so weird to hit those long shots. Why did you get banned, me from talking to Hennis for 600 seconds? 1, 2, 3, stun? Oh yeah, I think that was the DM that I got sent or something. Getting these headshots, dude. Let's get it. What's up, Ice? How you doing today, man? Hashtag savage. What's the name of the song? I want to hear it. Henry's Dead. It's called Let Me Know by Whit Larry. It's actually a really nice song. The melody is absolutely amazing. I think Whit did an amazing song with the overall feel that the melody conveys throughout the song. I don't know. I thought the lyrics were decent. Definitely not his best piece of lyrical work, I would say. He's definitely had better lyrical works in the past, but as far as like actual feel to a song goes, I don't really know if I've heard anything much better than that. Did I miss anything? Justin DeLong? Nah, man, you were good. I just got the D13 sector while I was in your last 6-man game, dude. I'm telling you, it's the Pro HENIS good luck charm, dude. That's all it takes. Did I join in very late or no? Logan, you're not too late, man. We've been live for an hour and 13 minutes, so it's a little late. But hey, honestly, man, no worries. Whenever you guys can stop by, honestly, it just means a lot to me. So I think that guy hit the low wall run or something. Getting these headshots, dude. Let's get it. Is
there still an enemy back here? Can't tell.
UAV inbound.
Oh, these guys are all still spawning back here. Wait a minute, where'd this guy go? Yo, dude, I need to get these headshots, man. We need more of them. What's my favorite gun in any COD game? Probably the MP7 from Modern Warfare 3. That gun is absolutely insane, man. It just shreds, dude. It low-key just shreds. Let's go, dudes.
UAV awaiting orders.
How long will I be live streaming? Probably for about another hour, man. Or probably a little bit less than that. How long have you been, or how... Yeah, you asked how long is I live streaming, not how long. I've been currently live for about an hour and 15 minutes, but I'll probably be live for another hour, maybe a little bit less than that. Oh. There we go, another headshot, dude. There we go. I'm starting to feel a little bit of a headshot rhythm coming on here. Let's get it. Does anybody have an Xbox One with BO3? Yo, hopefully someone does, man, because I certainly do not. Hopefully you can play with someone. Where'd this guy just go? What's the most kills you've ever gotten? The most kills I've ever gotten solo is actually 141 kills. And I actually have it uploaded on my channel. I watched the gameplay like the other day. This is a pretty beast gameplay, I'm not going to lie. I remember how triggered I was, though, because theater mode didn't save the entire gameplay, and I forgot to save it myself after I did it. So I had to grab it from theater mode, and then, of course, theater mode didn't save all of it. So it was pretty triggering, but it's still a really beast gameplay, dude. I absolutely love it. Cozy is back. Yo, ladies and gentlemen. Casper, my man.
Yo, what's up? I'm too late. Xane frowned. Why I'm always late, but this is my 11th donation.
11th
donation spree.
Donation spree. Ladies and gentlemen, Casper Plays coming in with his 11th donation for the stream, man. Coming in with a hot $2. I appreciate the support, man. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a Casper spam in the chat? Por favor. This man supports my channel like literally no other. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people who have donated a lot to my stream. But honestly, Casper, I really do appreciate it a ton, man. Thank you very much for the support and the kind words. Don't you worry about being late, man. Honestly, no issues there. I do not mind. As long as you're in here, man, supporting, it honestly means a lot to me, so thank you. I wanted to jump up there and try to get some kills, but I felt a little bit weird. Casper spam in the chat, guys. It's Casper with a K. K-A-C-P-E-R. Or Plays, whatever you want to spam. Dude, honestly, your support has been crazy. Making me mod? Yo, dude, you and Postal Bike. I've got to mod both of you guys, man. You guys are both crazy. Wales 2K20, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's go. What's up, Stanner? How you doing today, man? Jalen Glenn, how you doing today? Alex Vasquez. Yo, Michael Yonkman. What's up, buddy? What's up, Just Arrived? How you doing, Kevin? Welcome to the stream. Do I still play with King Apollo? Yo, absolutely, man. I assume you meant to say Carnage Apollo. But, yeah, man, I talk to him every now and then. I don't really play Black or Call of Duty with him that much, though. Yeah, I do talk to Apollo every now and then. I'm probably going to be talking to him at some point this weekend about some more Carnage stuff coming up. You got final kill again? Dude, I'm telling you, man. It's just... You can't stop me, dude. Opinion for jitter mod? Yo, PSN guy. I don't have a jitter mod, dude. I couldn't even tell you what a jitter mod is. What's up, buddy, man? How you doing today? Am I going to be doing anything for 30K? Honestly, man, do you guys think we should do another giveaway? A giveaway for 30,000 subscribers? Lorenzo World, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by. Let's go ahead and do... Let's vote random. See if we can get a different map here. Spice it up. What's up, Fred Thompson? How you doing today, man? Loved playing with you, Hennis. Yo, ECG. Loved playing with you too, man. Oh, yeah, that was 2 games with that set of viewers. So let's go ahead and back out. Anybody else wants to go ahead and join up, guys? If you're new to the stream, all you guys got to do, join up on my Black Ops 3 social group. Once you guys are in here, join up on my session. And I'm going to be playing with any viewers right now, man, just because I feel like I've already gotten through so many people. So literally first come, first serve. Whoever wants to join up, feel free. Yo, sorry I can't donate. Michael, no worries, man. Honestly, just the simple fact that you guys are in here supporting the stream means a lot to me. James Hollis, you can't wait. You can't wait. Can't what? What? Hennis, can you sub to me, please? Alex Vasquez, I'll be willing to check out your channel, man. If you ever want me to check out your YouTube channel or anything, be sure to hit me up on Twitter. I'm always willing to check out viewers who like ask me on Twitter, like, hey, check out my channel, watch my latest video, give me some feedback or whatever. Or if you just want me to watch it and say that I watched it, I can do that too. What's going on, Burning Tempsit? Shout out to you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Do I want another follow? Solar? I mean, you don't want to need to spam me with follows, man, but only like get another follower to follow my stream if it's like actually an active follower. You know what I'm saying? Hennis, I never get notified. I'm so late. Nick Cully, honestly, man, no worries, dude. For some reason, there's always like issues with some people who like don't get notifications and some people who do. It's just always so weird. Sorry if that was loud. I just hit my mic. I just got the D13 sector while I was in your last 6-man game. Yo, Sync Vibes, I heard about that, man. That's just, you're lucky, man. You're lucky, bro. I don't know if any of you guys are able to join up right now. I feel like some of you guys may be having issues. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly restart my game. We'll get some new people in here. Yo, Lil Messinat, thank you very much for that Twitch follow. I appreciate the support, man. Thank you for the love. Welcome to the ProHenis Twitch Army. Hey, what's up? What's up, Danny F? How you doing today? Damn. Casper plays, dude. What an absolute legend. Double donation of the day.
Giveaway and also
let me go ahead and restart my game.
Please. And him getting a PS4 soon.
Yo.
And sub to me cause I make good content. Henis, smile less than 3.
Yo, Casper Plays coming in with another $1 donation. I appreciate the love, man. He says, dude, do a $1 million giveaway. And also mod me, please. I'm getting a PS4 soon. And sub to me because I make good content. And a smiley face with the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Casper Plays coming in hot with the donation. Appreciate the support, dude. Thank you very much, man. Type 1 in the chat if you guys think we should mod Casper Plays. Not only does he donate a lot, which is true, but he's also in the stream pretty much every single day, donating and supporting and just helping out the overall atmosphere for the stream. If you guys think this man deserves to be a mod, type 1 in the chat. I want to see how many of you guys think so. Chris, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. FaZe Thunder Jordan, welcome. Solar Clan, this is your 3rd account? Yo, dude, don't just, like, spam me with follows, all right? Like, obviously, I don't want to get a follower from you if it's just an inactive account, you know what I'm saying? Jack Staley, what's up? Stan Sturk, Thomas Conforti. A lot of you guys are typing 1. All right, here we go. I feel like Pierce Sanford, welcome to the stream. Hennis, can you add me on PSN? Yo, dude, unfortunately, my friends list is full. Somebody told me I could, like, contact PlayStation, though, and, like, ask for more friend slots. I don't know if that's true. I'll be sure to check it out. All right. I'm seeing a lot of 1s in the chat there, guys. I think you guys want Casper Plays to be mod in the stream. Let me go ahead and hit this man up with a mod. Holy crap, dude. My chat right now is crazy. Hold on, where did I go? Participants. Or no, I've actually got to see him. I got to click on his username in the chat. Hold on, where is he? Yo, Casper, where are you, man? Thank you for that follow. I'll thank you in just a quick second. Hold on, where's Casper, man? Casper Plays, where are you? I know you've typed in here, man, but like everybody just spammed 1s in your name. Yo, be sure to go ahead and join up on my session, guys, if you want to. I'm going to be waiting for a new 6-man party to go ahead and hop in. Oh, so Dirty Sprite, thank you very much for that follow, man. I appreciate it very, very much. Where's Casper, dude? Casper, just type in the chat for me, man, because, like, honestly, I can't see your message right now. Where is Casper? Casper Plays, there he is. Add moderator. Casper Plays has been now moderator of your channel. Yo, Casper, well-deserved, man. Honestly, thank you for the support. Brookster, thank you for that host as well. I appreciate that very much. Go ahead and join up on my session, guys, if you do want to play with me. I'll be playing with a full 6-man party right now, so anybody else who wants to go ahead and hop in, feel free. And we're coming right up, man, on actually completing the headshots for the MR6 here. We've only got, what is that, 29 more headshots to go, and then we'll be done. Can you get me a nuked out or a nuclear off the stream when you have time? Extreme Envy, I will be getting viewers nuclears soon, man. Absolutely. I'm going to be getting viewers nuclears, Dark Matter, you know, Hero Gear, whatever you guys want me to complete, I'll be doing that. My fault, Hennis. Don't know what to say. Hey, no worries, man. Honestly. It's all right. I missed your beautiful and inspirational videos. Thank you so much because you helped me stay up all night and make me smile when you talk about me and my comments. Delirious Gamer, honestly, I'd have no one to talk to if you guys wouldn't come back and support my stream, so I really do appreciate it. I'm just going to donate once more. All right, Casper. Sounds good, man. He's officially mod now, so he's got to donate underneath the mod status, you know? MDup11, you're in here every single stream. That's true, you are, MDup. You have been, man. And I do appreciate the support. There's just so many people in here who deserve mod, and I don't even know if that's what you were asking for mod, but honestly, I do appreciate the support nonetheless. I want mods. Please, I've been liking every stream. Like I said, guys, there's a lot of people that deserve it, but I can't give it to everybody, you know? Let's just go ahead and hop into this game. Put your clan tag as 007 if you're going to be using the MR6 only. Yo, it's true, man. We're going to be going James Bond style, so it does make a little bit of sense. How can I get modded? Odyssey Solar, just make sure you're in here supporting the stream all the time, and then I mod people based off of that. Room for one more person, guys. Anybody else who wants to join up, feel free. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Coyote on our team here as well. Dude, the man is lit. The man is lit. All right, mute player, match, hardcore, domination. Hopefully we'll be able to get a domination lobby. If we don't, I'm going to be kind of triggered. Thanks for the inspiration, bro. I've been consistently uploading when I can and editing more than just uploading unedited videos. Yo, dude, that's honestly the best you can do for your channel is like really increasing the quality of your content. So good for you, man. And honestly, a lot of that's just going to come through practice, familiarizing yourself with whatever editing program you use. So good for you, man. Good stuff. Can I have mod, please? I've been in so many streams. Pac-Man, bro. Yo.
Thanks
what did you
for
say?
making me a mod. That means a lot, dude.
Absolutely,
like I
bro.
supported for quite a while, and man, if you make my day by getting to like 245 subs, smile, thanks.
Yo, Casper Plays. Be sure to go ahead and drop this man a sub. He definitely deserves it. Honestly, one of the best supporters in my stream, and now he's mod as well. Top donator. I don't know where this man sits in the top 20 donor list, but let me go ahead and check here and see here really quickly. I'm looking over here to the side. Casper Plays, sitting in that number 14 spot, but hey, with all these donations he's dropping right now, he'll probably be pushed up. Actually, I don't know. Well, he'll definitely be pushed up past Bear. Or actually, no, Bear donated today too, so I don't know. Maybe. But he may be in the, depending on how much he donated, he could be in the number 12 spot or the number 11 spot. It's possible. But nonetheless, Casper Plays. Love, man. You're great. I absolutely love you. I think I'm like legit much for that donation, man. I really appreciate that. You're absolutely insane. Thank you for the really in love with you. Lace sub, yo, thank you, Dirtman. I appreciate it. Avery, why not? Congrats, Casper. Yo, Casper deserves it, man. Honestly, supporting all the time. Mr. Split, you subbed and liked. I appreciate that a lot, guys. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, if you guys haven't dropped a like on the stream yet, be sure to do so. I don't know how many likes we're at right now. I'm pretty sure we're past 200. I don't know if we're close to 300, but get us as close to 300 as you guys possibly can. That would be insane. I would really appreciate it. Carnage, you are an MR6 god? Yo, I don't think I'm an MR6 god, but I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Like, I got some more work to do to be an MR6 god, dude. Yeah, be sure to go check out Casper's channel, guys. He just posted a link in the chat. Casper, don't spam that, man, but, yeah, be sure to go drop him a sub, guys. He would really appreciate that, and I would really appreciate it as well. Drop him a sub if and only if you enjoy his content. Same thing applies for my channel, obviously. Speaking of which, guys, I don't know how many subscribers we gained today, but I think we're pretty close to a 100 subscriber gain day. So all you guys got to do to subscribe to the channel is click that pretty red sub button right below the video player. Once you guys click that, you'll see your names pop up right here on screen, and you'll see the live YouTube sub count in the lower right-hand corner of the stream go up by one as well. But as always, subscribe if you enjoy the content. What's going on, Marcel Clover? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Dude, I haven't gotten a single kill this game, and I am 0-7. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get some prayers in the chat? Thank you. Get wrecked. There's our first kill, baby. Every step to greatness, guys, starts with one kill, as they all say. That nice double headshot, Tilly. By the way, I asked him to leave the link. He wasn't spamming it. No, I know, man. I'm just letting him know for the future, you know, so we just don't spam it and stuff. How do I donate? Justin DeLong. There's a link at the top of the description down below. Riley Bomber, you meant PS4? How can you friend me on PS4? Unfortunately, my friends list on the PS4 is full, so right now I can't accept any more friend requests, but somebody told me I could contact PlayStation and like get some more friends, like friend spots, so I'll be sure to do that, man. If that's actually possible. I don't know if it is, but I'll be sure to check it out, man. That'd be honestly really dope if I could do that. Damn, dude. I should, like, I honestly, I just gotta go in there guns a-blazing. Like, I just gotta go in, tap firing all over the place. That's what I gotta do. Brookster, if you have not followed and liked the stream, be sure to do so. Drop a follow, and thank you. Yo, true. Brookster coming in with the words of truth. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that, man. Haha, get wrecked. Yo. Yo, I just read that message, dude.
Just
what?
Want to be in the top 3 donations. Smile. I won't probably donate $200, but I'll try my best.
Yo, Casper, you don't have to donate $200, man. Honestly, dude, your support has been insane. If you want to reach that top 3 donor list, man, obviously that would be how much you'd have to donate. But honestly, dude, just your simple support being in here all the time honestly means a lot to me, so thank you. Only donate if you want to support the stream like that, guys. Obviously, those donations are never required. Always very much appreciated, however. Of course, this guy bounced out. My teammate's going to kill him. Great. I don't think there's anybody else spawning back here, so let's go ahead and cap A. What's up, Samuel Hack? Welcome back to the stream. What's up, Jackie Speranza? How you doing today? Where do I live? Game Changer? I live in the United States. Currently, I'm in Connecticut, because that's where I currently reside. Is where I go to college. Nice, easy one-tap headshot. Dude, there were so many people in there. If we had hip-fired that and played that right, we could have had so many kills. Jalen Glenn, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I just donate a lot. Casper plays. That's true. He donates a lot, but in small increments, you know? Honestly, that creates a lot of hype in the stream, too. There's some people that just like to come in and drop bombs, you know, dude? They just, like, they sit back. They don't really say a whole lot, and then they just come in and drop bombs of donations. Like Postal Bike, dude. Came in the other day, dropped a hundo. Like, what? What was that man thinking? What was that man thinking? But hey, I appreciate it very much, obviously. Nice dual headshot right there. Calling that UAV. See who these guys going to be. All the way on the other side of the map. Beautiful. What's up, Hayden? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. What's going on, Hype Frag? How you doing today? Kevin, am I ever going to leave Carnage? Am I ever going to leave Carnage? I don't think so, man. I really like the guys in Carnage. I really like the leader. I don't know. Like, all the people in the team are just really, really dope. And I think we can do amazing things. So I'm sticking with Carnage, man. If we could ever, you know, reach the heights of FaZe, honestly, that'd be amazing. But it is what it is. And by the way, can we get a Casper spam in the chat, guys? That's 2 donations back to back. Total of $3. Thank you very much for the love, Casper. I appreciate it, man. Casper, let me see where you stand actually right now, because you've been supporting the stream right now. Let me go ahead and check and see where you currently stand on the all-time donator list. I haven't updated the actual image yet here, but I can check what Streamlabs says. Streamlabs top donators for all time. Casper Plays currently sits at 13th spot. Number 13. Oh, dude, if he donated $2, he'd be in the 11th spot. Damn, that's all he would need, dude. Because literally, King of the Bears, hold on. Because King of the Bears is in the 11th spot with $25 and 51 cents. Z-Freeze has donated $25, and Casper's donated $24. Damn, dude. You guys are close. All of you guys. That's a lot of support, man, for the stream. I really do appreciate it. Get wrecked. Oh. No headshot. Oh, is there... Was that man laying down? What the hell? But yeah, guys, be sure to spam Casper in the chat. That man's legendary. I should have recognized that somebody was behind me. If I could, I would donate $1 trillion. I don't even know if that's a trillion. But Jalen, I appreciate the love, man. You already know. Thank you very much for the support. What's up, Barris? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. My L car was so hard. I don't know why, dude. That's what I've heard. I remember when I was going for Dark Matter 2, originally on the PC, the L car was a pain in the butt, just simply because of the recoil. It's honestly a struggle. The recoil is a pain in the butt to do, man. I gotta stop like jumping around. I gotta take my shots slowly here. I'm being too aggressive. I have to wait until Monday to donate to you because I just wasted my 10 pound. Dude, I wouldn't consider it wasted, alright? Let's not think of your donations as wasted. Alright? What's up, Rajun Bring? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Teammate just got destroyed. RIP. RIP teammate in the chat. What's my rank? Currently Prestige 6 level 20, my dude. Barely pulling a positive KD, but we're using a pistol, playing some hardcore here. We should be doing a little bit more lucky with the luck of the Irish camo that we've gone on, but Tommy Conforti, thank you very much for that follow. I really do appreciate it, man. Welcome to the ProHenis Twitch army. Thank you for the support, my dude. I appreciate that very much. I didn't even want to risk getting killed by that guy again, man. I just went for the kill. No headshots there. Just honestly get the nice solid. That dude just takes a one tap, man. I don't know how some of these guys just take one taps, dude. Doesn't make any sense. Thanks, teammate. Appreciate it, bro. Went off on a kill chain? Yo, Zoo. Coup. That's awesome, man. Dude, getting kill chains is honestly one of the most satisfying things you can do in Call of Duty. By the way, bro, gotta go, bro. Off to Pornhub. Yo, dude, respect. See you later, bro. Honestly, man, the people that just sit down there, that man's got a Shiva, too. Respect to that guy, man. Honestly, I think the Shiva's an absolutely disgusting weapon. That's a dead body. I was shooting at a dead body. Casper Plays just hit me up with that follow on Twitch. I appreciate the support, man. Thank you very much, man, for the love. It means a lot to me, man. Yeah, I know you've been subscribed on YouTube for a very, very long time, but honestly, the love on Twitch now as well means a lot to me. Nice channel, keep it going. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it a lot. Gotta keep the grind up, boys. Oh, what is this? Oh, okay, yeah. There's a guy over there. What's going on, Frosty McFrost? How you doing today? Are you Frosty? Stay frosty. Just be one tapping these kids. Is this the... Dude, that man needs to stop. I think he's been sitting there for like at least 6 years. This man just killed his teammate. R.I.P. Dude, I don't know what that was for. A little bit of resentment going on there. Maybe a little bit of bad team chemistry. Honestly, I don't know, man. Just some trouble going on with the team. Getting that headshot. These guys are all back here, I'm pretty sure. I saw them on the minimap. Where are they all going, dude? Is this man trying to get into a glitch spot? What? How are you, Pro Gaming? I'm doing amazing, man. Thank you very much for asking. I appreciate it. I love your videos. Great quality and great gameplay. Thank you, man. I needed that headshot. We've gotten like a bajillion long shots with this thing, though. I don't know how many long shots we've gotten, but honestly, when it comes to getting pistol long shots, they're so easy. Are you going to be able to do another lobby? Possibly, man. We'll see. Dude, if I didn't get that, I would have been so pissed, dude. What's up, Ender Axis? How you doing today? Pac-Man Bro says, hey, can I please be mod? Please, 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 I'll do anything. And I've been in the stream for a long time. Pac-Man Bro, I'm not looking to mod anybody right now, man. But hey, I appreciate you being in here, though. I really do. I just modded somebody new today, and I'm probably going to mod Post-Bike when he comes in here again as well. I set up my AdSense account. How exactly does payment work? Honestly, man, I have no freaking clue, dude. I don't use AdSense. Everything that I get paid goes through my network, man. So I honestly have no idea how all that AdSense stuff works. 17th stream in a row. Thank you, Nick Cully. I appreciate it. He missed it again. Lol. Solar. What did I miss, man? I didn't think I missed a Twitch chat, did I? Twitch chat message. Wow, it's actually amazing how you can look at the stream and play at the same time, Jaden Brooks. Just takes some practice, man. Honestly, you just got to look over quickly, grab a few messages, and just respond to them. There's a lot of people I follow, and you're my favorite. Thank you, Solar. That really does mean a lot to me, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I want to have mod. If you want to have mod, you have to donate, apparently. No, man, that's not it at all. A lot of people have been supporting the stream, like just watching it for a very long time, have donated a lot just because they like to support the stream financially. But there are people in my stream who are mod who have never donated a day in their life. So, what's up? How you doing, Supremacy Nation? Dat Boy Death, what's up? Can you give me some advice to get a girlfriend? Yo, dude, you're asking the wrong guy. You're asking the wrong guy. Come on. Get that Twitch follow in just a second, boy. What is this man doing? What is he doing, man? Yo, Aqua GFX, thank you very much for that Twitch follow. I really do appreciate it, my man. I need help. How can I get into your group? You just got to go into the Black Ops 3 social tab, man. So you just go onto your PS4 or whatever. Why did that just kill me? And you just open up the Black Ops 3 social tab by pressing triangle, I think. And then once you're in there, just go ahead and look for... You're just going to search up the group HENIS, just HENIS. And then once you're in there, just go ahead and join up on my session. And when I'm ready to play with new viewers, you can go ahead and hop right in. Hashtag lit stream, thank you. Dankest Hayes, what's up? Hey, did you get my Twitter message? I haven't responded to your most recent one yet, man. But I will read it soon. I just asked when you're going to stream my weapon bribe. I don't know exactly when I'm going to stream it, man. I still got to grind those wins. I wasn't able to grind any last night, but my goal is to grind some very soon. Connor Smith, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Smart Guy 89, how you doing today, dude? Welcome. You have a banging girlfriend? Yo, Supremacy Nation, that's great. Good for you, dude. You have a banging girlfriend. If the stream is lagging, be sure to go ahead and refresh the page, guys, because it shouldn't be lagging for you guys. Our team is super bad. Yo, 1, 2, 3 stun. I didn't think our team was too bad. 71 and 17. Coyote, he was lit, dude. The stream stopped. Everyone just typed rip in the chat, but like, I'm still alive. What just happened? YouTube? I'm still alive, dudes. What just happened to the live stream? The stream's like super behind for me for some reason. I don't know what just happened. Did everybody just lose connection to the stream? Type 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me right now. I would donate, but I'm getting a job this summer. Rip, rip, rip. Everybody's just spamming rip, dude. What the hell? Did YouTube just go like offline? What just happened? You're good over here on Twitch? That's what I'm saying, Super Sasher, but like... What the hell? Everybody just typed rip in the chat. Lag, hashtag rip. I'm not dropping any frames here on OBS. My internet's fine. But we just lost complete connection to YouTube. What the hell just happened? Yo, Super Sasher, spam my Twitch link in the YouTube chat. I don't know what just happened, dude. What just happened? We gotta get 3 more headshots with this thing and then we're done. Are you kidding me? Only 3? What just happened, dude? I'm seeing it still on my phone here, I'm pretty sure. Let me go ahead and check. Nah, dude, it's just looping the same part of the stream over and over and over again. What is happening, dude? Hold on. Yeah, everybody head over to my Twitch channel right now, guys. Everybody head over to the Twitch. I don't know what just happened, dude. Everybody come to my Twitch channel. Because apparently I'm still live over here. I don't know what happened. Like, everything just went offline on YouTube. That's really strange, dude. I don't know why. Like, YouTube just took an L. Hold on. Let's check, let's check YouTube Gaming here real quick. Let's see if, like, YouTube Gaming went offline. Twitch, yeah, Twitch is perfect. Like, everything on Twitch is working fine. Let me go ahead and just check YouTube Gaming and see if YouTube Gaming went offline. Yo, thank you for that Twitch follow, guys. I appreciate it. What the hell, dude? Like, everybody else's live stream seemed to be working fine, but mine just got kicked right off. Dude, I do not know what just happened. Rest in Pepperoni's YouTube. I know, that's what I'm saying, man. Too many people were watching? Nah, bro. I'm seeing YouTube streams over here with like 3K viewers, and like they didn't go offline. So what's up with that? Let's check the Black Ops 3 streams. Black Ops 3. Does it still say I'm even live? Oh, I think the YouTube stream's back, guys. Try going back to the YouTube stream. I think the YouTube stream's back. It's back, it's back, it's back, it's back. Alright, YouTube is back. Alright, wonderful. Yeah, I just saw that too. Alright, cool. I don't know what happened there, dude. That was really, really strange. Hopefully that never happens again. Watch yourself, YouTube, alright? Don't step to me, dog. Don't step to me. We need 3 more headshots with this thing, guys, and then we'll be set. Then we'll be all done. And then we're probably going to throw on the Razorback and just absolutely demolish these kids. It's working. I don't know what happened, man. YouTube went down. Yours never crashed. Too many people were watching on YouTube. I don't know what happened, man. The whole stream just went right off. Is the stream ending? I don't think so. I think it should be resuming. Hopefully it should be at least. That's actually a good question, though, because sometimes, like, the stream, when that happens, it just lags right out. Let me go ahead and check. All right, we're getting some viewers back right now. I don't know what just happened. Yours never went away. LMAO did it really, Nick Cully? That's weird. All right, yeah, the stream time it still kept the stream time, so that's good. I don't know what happened, man. But yo, we just gotta follow Scudadike and Barris876. Thank you guys for your Twitch follows. I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the ProHenis Twitch army. Thank you for the love and support. But I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, better than ever, stronger than ever. 1 headshot. We just need 2 more, and then we're set. Hello? Hello, dear hello. Anybody spawning back here? What's up, buddy? Spawns back here? Nope. There we go, baby. There's the 100 headshots with the MR6. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, let's just go ahead and try to get a nice little streak with this thing. UAV, let's get it. Now they're all spawning the other side of the map. Let's drop a gameplay with this thing, boys. MR6 nuclear. What's up, Kuda Kike? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the stream. Or Kuda Dyke, welcome to the stream. That was honestly one of the weirdest things ever, chat. I don't know what happened. But like YouTube just took an L, boys. I'm not gonna challenge that guy. He's gonna kill me now. Go ahead and hop inside here. Hopefully, nah, of course, there's a guy camping in the corner. Jimmy Gameplays, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream. I came to your Twitch. Yo, thank you, Kuda Dyke. I appreciate that, man. Gotta go, Hennis. Peace out, dude. Have a great night. Yo, Casper, thank you again for your donation, man. Congratulations on mod. Thank you for the love, bro. We have a... Oh, no, we don't even have a... Come on, bro. We don't even have a Razorback class. All right, we'll throw on the Weevil then. Just kill me. Just kill me, please. There we go. Thank you. We're getting viewers back, though. Hey, it's lit, boys. Hennis, what's going to happen when I get to the 100th stream you waste? I don't know, man. Crazy things are going to happen. I don't know how I'm going to reward you, dude. I honestly don't know. Jimmy Gameplays, thank you very much for dropping that YouTube sub. I really appreciate it, my man. Thank you a lot. Thank you very much for the support. Let's try to drop a gameplay here. Teammates shrekking it up out here. Oh, God. No one in that corner. Dude, what? I was spraying that guy like as soon as he died, bro. Yo, like this man does not deserve to be alive right now. Is he dead? Alright, they just secured A. Yo, you ready for this, boys? No, it rose a little bit too high, man. What's going on, T-Get? How you doing today, brother? Welcome to the stream. Hold on, any like enemy streaks in the air? Don't think so. I think we're good. Hostile Hardened Sentry, yo. Let me go ahead and destroy that real quick. You gotta. We want me to get your snipers, Diamond, dude? You'll get that lock on. Nice. Dude, is that a destroyer there? Destroyed the Hardened Sentry, boys. Let's get it. Destroying streaks like it's nothing out here, boys. Go ahead and reload this. Get off. Oh, wait a minute. I did get the kill on. I was gonna say with noob tube. Nah, man, we're not noob tubing. We're tactically using the launchers, man. Losing C. I don't even care for losing C, to be honest with you. That guy's dead. Now they're all spawning over here at A, dude. What is this? Hawks Rock, what's up, buddy? Welcome back to the stream, my man. Thank you very much for coming back to the stream. Means a lot to me, man. Let's go ahead and call that in. Beautiful. The guy back here. Gotcha. Oh, no. That's a teammate. I'm gonna die. Rip. Rip the enemies, dude. Oh, there's a guy up here. What is he just doing? Like camping up top? Gotcha, dude. Let's get it. Oh, these guys are also spawning back here. No, teammate, dude. Coyote just wrecked me. What's up, Fury Games? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Hennis, look at Twitter after the stream. Yo, I got you, bro. Since when was Casper Plays a mod? Since today, bro. We just literally modded him today. Pretty lit, huh? Oh, I thought that was an enemy shooting me again, dude. I don't know why, or I mean a teammate. I don't know why the teammates were shooting me earlier, dude. That's just triggering. Like, I had a couple games ago where, like, the teammate, this one guy literally just kept going around trying to shoot me. Get that assist on him. I'll take that. All right, let's try to light it up here in the second round. Let's try to get some kills. I'm sorry, Hennis. No worries, Coyote. It's all good, man. Command's not working? No, command should be working, dude. Let me go ahead and check and see. Yeah, the ultimate Twitch spot's up, so command should be working. Thanks, Hennis. Hey, no problem, Stan. I got you, man. Hennis, can I give you $150 or $200? Hayden Hamburger, why don't you just give me both, dude? Just combine them and give me $350. Bum diddly dum. Welcome to the stream. Isn't that what you said? You said 150 and 200, right? Yeah. Just want to make sure I didn't look like an idiot right there. One kill off a nuclear. I'm done. Hashtag quit BO3. Yo, Solar, man. That's this man just got a hater. This man just got a hater. How you doing, Hennis? Please give me a long answer. Swanson Vlogs, honestly, man. You don't even know my life, okay? No, man. I'm actually doing great right now, in all honesty. I'm actually doing great. I'm doing really, really well, my dude. Thank you for asking. There's a lot of people back here, bro. Like, what? We're about to be getting all these kills, man. Yo, no. Got him. Got him. Calling that Talon, baby. No. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Here we go, dudes. Let's get it, man. We're absolutely destroying these guys. Let's get it. Wait a minute. Do you mod Jim E gameplays? I mod people every now and then, man. But I don't just hand out my mod statuses, man. Like, somebody's got to really be supporting my stream a lot in order to get mod in my eyes. Let's go, baby. I just got a hater of my own. Let's get it. Yo, guys, we could actually drop a gameplay right here. Everybody sit tight. We're going to drop a nuclear in this game. Oh, yo, what? Yo, I was going to say, bro. No. Teammate? Or no, Rapster, or Talon. Thank you. Thank you, Talon. Holy God, dude, I thought I was going to die. Nuke incoming? That's what I'm wondering here, Super Sasher. Try to figure it out, dude. I missed my shots, dude. Where were those shots? Is the stream back? Yeah, Samuel Hack, the stream's back, dude. I don't know what just happened right there. They don't have any streaks in the air, do they? I don't know what just happened with that, man. Man, can I have mod? I've always wanted to. Yo, Mr. Swoosh. I'm not looking to mod anybody right now, man, but I do appreciate the support, alright? I really do. But, dude, I don't know. I don't know where that shot went, man. I could have sworn my shot was right on him for that, like, whole time. I don't know, dude. I guess the Black Ops 3 gods just did not want to be with me. OMG, dude. I feel like we could have had that right there, man. I feel like we could have. It looks so fun, dude. Going for nuclears is a lot of fun. Playing Black Ops 3 in general is a lot of fun. I absolutely love this game. One of my favorite CODs of all time. What do you have on your Weevil? Quick Draw, Fast Mag, and Grip. That guy pushed out at the most awkward time, dude. He was just chilling up there and then pushes me literally at the strangest time. Dude, teammates getting destroyed by every set of streaks that's in the air. We had a Wraith, we had a Hater, we had a Mothership. Dude, honestly, everything is just going off right now. Everything. Now they got a Hater as well. How many people are left? Oh, it's like all 5 of these guys, but they're like, 2 of them are AFK, I think. They're not even doing anything. And one guy just left the game. He was like, nah, man. This, dude. I don't blame him, honestly. I probably would have left the game by now, too. I'm honestly surprised he stayed in the game for as long as he did. Kingslayer, dude. That's the top fragging guy on the team. Yo, Silent Stormer going 2-11. Top fragging. What a legend. What an absolute legend. Where did he just go, dude? No, dude, the Mothership's just going to keep taking him out. Let's finish up this game as quickly as possible. Oh, yeah, the game's going to end in literally just a couple minutes here. A couple seconds. Josh the Zombie, Gunner Vortex, welcome to the stream. Sirs, Mars, welcome back. Hey, did I join late? A little late, man. Yeah, the stream's going to end in about 10 minutes or so. So, sorry, bro, but a little bit late there. Do I have any weapons from the black market? I do, bro. I have a lot of weapons from the black market. The only ones that I don't have, unfortunately, are the Galil, the M16, the Marshalls, the Raven's Eye, and the Ballistic Knife. So there's 5 DLC weapons that I do not have that I really wish I had. And honestly, I've heard of a weapon bribe coming to Black Ops 3 here soon, guys. That's going to be lit. If that comes to BO3, I'm going to be so incredibly happy. I'm so sorry I killed you. Yo, Coyote, no worries, man. Honestly, we probably weren't going to get on a streak that game anyways. We weren't even at a Talon yet, so we weren't even at, like, what is the Talon, like 7 or 8 kills? Honestly, I don't even worry about it, man. So if you get gold camo on all the snipers and then get diamond camo, do you also get dark matter? You have to complete the diamond. You have to get diamond camo for every single weapon. You have to complete the gold challenges for every individual weapon before you can get dark matter. That includes the launchers and the pistols and the knife. World War II is life. Codename Black, dude. That's what I'm saying, man. World War II is. Yo, this is the real official Codename Black. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Codename Black, welcome to the stream, dude. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, the official Codename Black. Dude, honestly, I'd be so hyped if World War II was like the next Call of Duty. Honestly, I could care less if it's like, you know, the actual, like if it's based in World War II. I could care less if it's boots in the ground or EXO based. I really don't mind. As long as the COD community likes it, then I will be a happy camper. All right, so that was all the kills with the MR6, and we are officially done with all the headshots on this weapon. Now we just got to do the bloodthirsties and the double kills and all that jazz, which really won't be too difficult at all. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw on. We got time for like one more game here, guys. So all I'm gonna do is just throw on a nice random class setup here. We're gonna actually go with, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Oh no, we can't have the Razorback, dude. That's right, because I don't have. That's right. We're gonna go with the PPSH actually, in celebration of the older CODs coming back. Let's go ahead and rock with the PPSH. With all these attachments, tac mask, and let's see what we can have on this thing. Quick draw, grip, and what other attachments do we have on here? Fast mag, long barrel. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm gonna have on. I don't know. In hardcore, I'm gonna have on extended mag. I feel like that'll be nice. And the camo, I don't think the Lucky the Irish camo looks very good on this at all because it like barely covers any of the weapon. We should raid Codename at the end? Nah, dude, nah. I'm pretty sure he's just streaming a giveaway right now. So we'd want to stream somebody who's like playing a game or something. Or raid somebody, not stream somebody. But how you doing, Codename Black? Welcome to the stream, man. Fast mag? You guys think I should have Fast mag on? I don't know, dude. Like, Fast mag was always seemed a little bit I mean, obviously fast mag does increase the reload, but why is the chat saying error all the time? I don't know, dude. Shouldn't. Raid Red Ninja? Who's Red Ninja? I don't even know who that is. I don't see the chat saying error all the time. That's weird. What's up, the Riley Bomber? How you doing today? Who's in here playing with the mothership SMH, dude? I don't know. Somebody was going absolutely off with that, though. You know what? We played a lot of hardcore today. Let's just go into a Chaos Mosh Pit for the very last game of the stream. Light it up. We're going to do some regular, just core domination gameplay. Hopefully we'll get a domination match. Hopefully it's on Nuketown. Actually, let's make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Let's just go into a core domination. Find a lobby and light it up. Raid Ninja, the H1Z1 streamer? Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I raided the London Project yesterday. That was fun. Michael Remen, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I don't know who we want to raid, guys. I don't know. Who do we want to raid? Yo, Codename Black. Thank you very much for that YouTube sub, man. I appreciate it. Raid him, Trizoid. Who is this guy? Hold on, let's check him out. Let's see who this guy is. Is this guy live right now, though? I only want to raid somebody who's actually, like, live streaming. That's the thing. I don't want to just raid them if they're not doing anything. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen this guy before. Yeah. Yeah. We might raid him, dude. That actually might not be a bad idea. I've got my eye on him, guys. Don't you worry. I've got my eye on him. We'll raid somebody fun, guys. Don't you worry about it. Nova Gamers, what's up? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Do all the Carnage members talk in one chat? Codename Black, yeah, dude. We do have like a Skype chat, if that's what you're talking about, where we all communicate. What's going on, Subs Hansen? How you doing today, dude? You should go for hero gear. Dude, so many people have told me that, man. I don't know. The Dark Matter grind has just been crazy, though. We've been doing this for literally so long, and once I'm done with that, man, I'm kind of just going to want to, like, pub stomp, dude. I'm not even going to want to, like... Dude, I'm just... Honestly, going for hero gear has never really, like, excited me either. Hero gear has always seemed kind of boring. I don't really get what's so, like, extremely exciting about it, you know what I'm saying? I'll play Fringe Safeguard. I don't even care at this point. Raid me. We're going to raid somebody who's actually live streaming, guys. So, Boston Q, if you want to go live, we could raid you. I don't know if that's something you actually want to do. #Henis is the best. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I accidentally left. Can I join again? Subs Hansen. I think we already got a full 6-man, bro. So, unfortunately, I don't think so. Subscribe to me, please. Darkness, please do not self-promote in the chat. Thank you. I subscribed. Thank you, Jimmy Gameplays. I saw your subscription pop up a little while ago, man. Boston Q is streaming. All right, maybe, man. Maybe. We'll see. How many headshots do you have? We did complete all the headshots, man, for the MR6. So that is check and done. So now all we're going to do now is just mess around in a Fringe Safeguard. We got the PPSH class set up on with the UAV, Talon, and the haters are streaks. So we're going to light it up. How many more streams in a row for me to become mod? Nick Cully, there's no, like, set marker for how many, streams you have to be in to get a mod. I just look for people who, like, are constantly supporting the stream. That's just sort of the rule of thumb. I don't have, like, a steady or an exact number to give you, you know? What's going on, Jay Platt? How you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the stream. All right, let's light it up here, boys. Let's get it. Fast mag, safeguard, quick draw, grip on the PPSH. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel if you are new. This is my very last game of the day. Make sure you guys have notifications turned on for the channel as well. I would really appreciate it if you guys did that. Join the #notification squad. Every single time you guys turn on notifications for my channel, make sure you guys take a screenshot of it and tweet it at me, @ProHenis, because I'll be sure to follow all of my #notification squad members back on Twitter. Get absolutely obliterated. Absolutely obliterated. I'm really happy that we're not the ones on the attack right now, because honestly, my teammates just always play the OBJ. I don't know why, but they always go absolutely off playing the OBJ, and it's really annoying. Dude, honestly, the spawns in Safeguard, I gotta stop, like, pushing in so crazy far. By the way, when you guys subscribe to the channel, if you are new, you'll see your names pop up right below my face cam, and you'll see the live YouTube subscriber count in the lower right-hand corner of the stream go up by 1 as well. You guys can see we're almost at 28,450 subscribers, so I really appreciate those subs, guys. It means a lot. These guys are all back. Actually, you know what? No, these guys are all pushing over this way, over towards the train. Let's do that. Let's go. These guys all back here. No, they all push back here. Oh, let's go. They're pushing right. Push right into here. Push. Go. And there's 2 guys in here. Yes, let's get it. PPSH, dude. This thing melts, man. I don't know how we're winning these gunfights. Some of these gunfights we definitely should not be winning. Straight up. But I don't know if it's the rapid fire on this thing or what's going on. Where did this guy just go? Oh, we just left the game, dude. I was going to say, like, I literally stared at him as we came around the corner, and I was like, where'd he go? Notifications are on. Thank you all very much, guys. Yeah, if you do turn on notifications for my channel, be sure to screenshot them either on your phone or on your computer or whatever, and just tweet them at me at ProHenis, because I'll be sure to follow all of my hashtag notification squad members back on Twitter. I've been watching. Thank you, Pierce Sanford. I really do appreciate that, man. Invite Ace X Split. I'm not going to be playing with any more viewers after this game, man. This is my very last game of this stream. After this, I got to get off and go to class, dude. I got a class that starts in about 30 minutes, so I got to go ahead and make sure I get to that. Hopefully this safeguard game doesn't last an extremely long time. Want to get a lot of kills, but I got to get to class too, you know what I'm saying? Hennis, you're a cool dude. Thank you, Marcel. I appreciate that. Boston Q was streaming. Raid him. All right, Bear. All right. I've never seen you more enthusiastic in the chat. Thank you. We'll raid. Yeah. I kind of want to raid somebody on YouTube who's also streaming Black Ops 3, but we'll see. And but the okay. All right. Yep. I'm hearing you.
Threat neutralized.
Dude, teammates just obliterating. These spawns get so hectic around here, dude. Like, literally, they spawn on top of each other. If I drop a $500 donation, can I get modded? I've been here for like half a year. Yes, man. If you dropped $500 and if you dropped a $500 donation right now, I would mod you. No questions asked. Absolutely. Dude, these streaks are going off. They were all just sitting in there, man. Got the kinetic armor on. Push into their spawn. I don't think anybody else is back here. Yo, no. Hennis. Oh, God. Please, Lord. All right, UAV. Let's get that. Oh, my God. Is this guy back here? Yo, let's go. Guys, we're on a little bit of a streak right now. Hold on. Get out of here. Where are these guys, man? Hold on. We could actually get on a bit of a streak right here, dudes. Let's get it.
Enemy down.
Yo, dudes, let's go. We're on a ruthless. Hold on. We're really close to being able to pick up a hater right here. If we got a hater, dudes, that would be so amazing. Hold up. Play it safe here, boys. Play it safe. Let's play this smart. I don't think any of them spawn back out here. I don't think that's a spawn point. No. Oh, God. No, dude, that guy just literally stopped right in midair to destroy me. Nova Gamers, how you doing today, man? IR Gaming, how you doing today, dude? Welcome to the stream. Dude, honestly, man, I don't know. I was going so off right there, dude. And then this one guy just stopped right in midair. In that, like, I thought we were going to be able to drop a nuke, dude. Like, think about that. We were on a 15. If this wasn't safeguard, dude, we had a nuke. Because we would have gotten the hater a lot sooner. We weren't even on the hater yet. That's such a shame, bro. Whatever. It is what it is, though. PPSH. Well, he said drop a Nike. Drop a Nike. That would have been awesome if we dropped a nuclear. In safeguard with the PPSH. On fringe, too. I don't know. I feel like that would have been really cool. But it is what it is. Thank you for all the love and support on today's stream, guys. It honestly does mean a lot to me. We're currently only 31 likes away from 300 likes. If we could hit that, that'd be amazing. Drop a like if you guys haven't done so already. Definitely mean a lot to me. And yeah, this is going to be my very last game of the stream, guys. So once we go ahead and finish up this game right here, I will be going ahead and getting off. So make sure you guys have notifications turned on for the channel so you guys know when I go live again. I will be live streaming tomorrow starting at around 2 p.m. A bit of an earlier time. For you guys, which you guys usually do seem to enjoy. And tomorrow's stream is actually might be a little bit longer than 2 hours usually, than it usually is too, which will be really, really nice. Because tomorrow, actually, all of my calc classes for this entire week have been canceled, so I actually don't need to go to class, which is pretty sweet. Thank you very much, Farrelenden Legend, for that Twitch follow. I really do appreciate that. And Chirp Nation, I don't think I ever thanked you for that follow as well. Thank you very much to both of you guys. Swag56456, thank you for the support, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by the stream and subscribing. I appreciate that a lot. And we got Corky567. Thank you for that Twitch follow as well. It means a lot to me. Where did I just get melted by? Oh, he's got the vest. I was going to say, dude, someone just melted me. V Metro, what's up? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, dude? Oh, that's it, dude. I forgot my teammates were walking this, man. Dude, they're playing the OBJ straight up, dude. Oh, jeez. How many more weapons until Dark Matter? All we've got to do for Dark Matter right now, man, is the secondaries and the two snipers. And then we'll be all set and done. Yeet lay, or yeet lag? Yeet lag? Are we lagging at all? Hopefully we're not. Maxwell Waithman, gotta go by. All right, see you later, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream today. I really do appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of today's stream. Thank you all so very much for the love and support today. You guys went absolutely off with the support. I really appreciate it. You guys have been, honestly, just truly, truly amazing. Thank you very much for the love and support. It means a lot to me. Make sure that you guys go ahead and drop a like in the stream. Like I already said, it means a lot to me. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And we're going to go ahead and raid somebody right now for the end of this stream. So let's freaking get it. Let's go ahead and find out who we're going to raid right now, guys. Honestly, this is so stupid, but I have to do this. This is so dumb, but I have to do this. Just for... Oh my god, dude. Ah. I'm gonna... This pains me to do this, guys. It really, really does. This seriously pains me. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to all go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and type in this person's stream, alright? We're all gonna type hashtag HENIS raid. Alright, so everyone just make sure you copy hashtag HENIS raid, and we're going to be copying that and pasting that into this person's stream. Alright, guys? I want all of you guys to be ready for this. Let me go ahead and just turn off my PS4 right here. Give me a quick second. I don't really know what you guys can see right now. Oh, you guys just see like an endless wave here of just OBS windows. Apologize for that. Yo, you guys know you guys aren't typing HENIS raid in my chat. Come on, chat. Come on, you guys know better. We're going to be typing HENIS raid in this guy's chat, all right? So it's not a YouTube streamer, all right? So I do apologize for that. It's actually going to be a Twitch streamer, all right? So I want all of you guys... This guy's a good friend of mine, all right? So go show him some love. Ladies and gentlemen, go over to this man's chat and type hashtag HENIS raid. All right, everybody go to his channel. Everybody go to his channel right now. Pause this. My chat, come on, chat, come on. You guys know better. He's listening to my stream right now. Why is the stream frozen though? That's what's triggering me. All right, here we go. Everybody type hashtag HENIS raid in that guy's chat. All right, hashtag HENIS raid. Hashtag HENIS raid. Everyone go over there and support his channel, all right? This guy's channel right here. I got his Twitch link in the chat right there. Go type hashtag HENIS raid. Show him some love. I would really appreciate that, guys. Hashtag HENIS raid, okay?
Wow, hey, Pro Penis, thanks for the raid, bud.
This is so dumb, dude. I don't know why on earth I am raiding you right now, but be sure to go ahead and show him some love, guys. That would honestly mean a lot to me.
I think this is a fake stream.
I don't know
raid because Pro Penis is in here.
I don't know how many of you guys actually have Twitch channels, but be sure to go show him some love, guys. He's a good H1Z1 player, as much as I hate to admit it. Go show him some love. Drop him a follow on the stream. And I will see you guys in the next one. Until next time, everybody, keep gaming, and as always, stay cool. Adios.